On the latest episode of the Summer of Nolan on the One Week Rental podcast, we're going through The Prestige. Are you watching closely? It's a magic movie.
You don't even really have to watch that close. They really spell it out for you.
We're going to tell you all about this movie, go through the history of the movie, starting with Christopher Priest's novel, then how Christopher Nolan adapted this, its road to the silver screen, and then go through the careers of Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale and how they reflect the characters that they play in the movie. All that and so much more coming up on One Week Rental. If you're only here for movie discussion, you don't care about history, look on your screen right now and there's a timestamp. Scroll to that portion of the YouTube video.
You'd be a fool.
And you can watch the movie discussion of The Prestige.
I'm trapped in space, or in a dream, or in a hole. I can't do anything. My wife is dead. It wasn't me. I'm on a beach, and I can't ever leave. I built a bomb, a Batman bomb. What have I done? Turns out the bomb is me. Soaking up the sun with Christopher. Enjoying surfing sand with Christopher. Licking up our time with my friend Christopher. You know it's Christopher.
It's the Summer of Nolan, baby!
Oh, and we're Nolan.
On One Week Rental, a movie podcast, my name's Matt Stokes.
And I'm Laci Roth.
Every week we dive deep into a movie after spending 7 long, luxurious days with it.
Licking it, smelling it, scratching and sniffing it.
Absorbing it. It becomes part of us, part of our lives.
I took a bath with it and I'm sorry.
You made a broth of Laci and The Prestige. Laci,
It got so warped.
Hugh, Christian, Scarlett.
Jack Human.
Went to the video store, picked up The Prestige, kept it for 7 days, and now we're going to tell you all about it on the Summer of Nolan, where we're covering 9 movies of Christopher Nolan's. The way it works is we do 3 episodes in a row and then take a week off. Next week, we're taking the week off. If you're listening on the podcast feed, we'll hold you over with something. Laci and I will answer some sex advice questions
Fart on
or
the
something.
piano.
I don't know, but
Like
we want to give you something every week.
Clint Eastwood.
That's his if you don't know.
If you see scored by Clint Eastwood.
I feel bad for making that joke because I've watched videos of him playing piano and he's really lovely. Clint playing
Is
the
he a
piano.
nice man?
I don't know about that, but he's a nice piano player. Clint Eastwood playing the piano. What's the no? He's a lovely, classically trained musician.
I'm sorry, Clint.
But the prestige.
Can I say?
Yeah.
I dare say, Christopher's all in one. This movie rocks.
We finally got to a fun movie.
Yes, I remember it being like dark and serious, and there's serious shit, but it's so fucking. Okay, I'm saying it's stupid, but there's things in there that are very stupid, but like I love it. I don't know how to explain
Laci's
this.
take keeps being Christopher Nolan makes smart movies for stupid people or whatever, or for people who think they're smart.
And this is a stupid movie for smart people.
There is a lot of stupid stuff about the movie.
There's some dumb shit in there. I don't know.
That makes it
great. Yes.
I love this movie.
I love it.
Now, the past 2 episodes, Memento and Batman Begins, we liked both of those movies with reservations. And kind of noticed we're not having much fun with these movies.
I was ready for a romp and did not. I was sans romp, but this time.
Well, let me tell you just one thing on that. I've talked to a few people. They will remain anonymous. They don't have the courage of you and I to say.
They don't want to get in on
to
this.
say Batman Begins is boring.
They can't handle.
But somebody said, I think Batman Begins is kind of boring too.
Who said that, Matt?
I'm not telling you that.
You could tell me.
But here we are at The Prestige.
I'm like
movie
Sarah.
I've always
you have to
loved.
tell me. Oh my God, Sarah knew.
No, not Sarah.
Sarah knew.
Wait, we know a person named Sarah, so that's not who you're talking about.
I just realized that Sarah knew his secret in The Prestige.
We're going to get to that. That's one of the most fascinating scenes in the movie.
I was putting the Prestige first.
Let's apply some structure. We don't want to be Nolan jumping all around in time.
We don't want that.
And in this movie, I mean, he is just
jumping in a jackin'.
No reservations. We're going to go everywhere, fly all throughout the time. I think more successfully than he does in any other movie.
Yes, I followed it. It only had one moment where I'm like, wait, Matt, what the fuck? Where? But then I noticed Hugh Jackman not limping, and I went, smart fella, I got it. Okay.
I mean,
they do need to make. He could have made a little bit of effort to make Christian Bale look different ever, but that's okay.
I watched it 2 days in a row the second time, and I've seen this movie 10 times or so, but I watch it twice in 2 days. The second time is the most I've ever been like, I understand every single scene in the movie, where it is in the timeline. I know which version of the twins Christian Bale is playing.
Spoiler.
And I even pick up brand new things like, oh, I never realized Hugh Jackman's British the whole time and he's putting on a fake American accent. No idea. I never noticed that. And that the last 20 minutes of the movie, he's talking British.
Oh.
Because that's what he really talks like.
Yeah.
But what's great about the movie is it tells you all of that ahead of time. He even says like, well, of course I have to disguise my voice. No, he doesn't say that, but I don't want to embarrass my family by being a magic guy.
Well, because the movie's doing the thing, right? It's doing the thing in the middle where it's distracting you from whatever you're not supposed to. And then at the end, it prestiges you at the end.
You don't really want to know. You're not really looking for it.
You're there for the ride, ain't you?
You want to be fooled. So The Prestige, a great movie. Very excited to talk about it. I was excited to watch it with Laci, who had the thing about Laci is like Dory the fish. She forgets things. Or let's say like Lenny, the guy from Memento. She
can't
forgets
make new memories.
Right.
I have a lot of bad old ones. Hey, but I feel like I really proved my brain during this movie.
What do you mean?
By literally asking you, who is that playing Fallon? Because like I can't place them, and you just think it would be somebody, and you're like, and to your credit, you're like, no, it's no one. But you almost were like, shut up, Laci. Shut up, just it's no one. Go away.
Well, I didn't want to lie to my beloved wife.
No, you lie. We must lie for these things, and you lie all the time. Will I start here?
Never.
Okay.
Only about stuff that doesn't matter.
Oh no.
Or if like I really need to. Check out 1 Week Rental on Patreon. We have an episode coming out about insomnia. Laci hasn't watched Insomnia for this. I did it with a guest.
He did it.
We did Memento and Batman Begins, 2 movies we felt mixed about, but I watched Insomnia and I was like, hell yeah, we're cooking with gas now. That's a great movie. And now here we are with The Prestige. So we're going to get now to the history of The Prestige. But first, I implore you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this on the podcast feed, you got to subscribe on YouTube because you'll see our faces. Laci looks very cute today.
I need to wear suspenders more often. Not suspenders, whatever the fuck this is.
And you will get to watch my 20-minute video about Disclosure Day where I complain about it and explain why I think critics like it, but audiences don't.
Do you think Spielberg send them all like a box of candy?
Yes, I think that's what I think it was a payola situation.
A little pop-up and it's his head and it's like, you guys.
In short,
do you like my movie?
It's a movie about movies. It's a movie about storytelling, and I think critics find that way more interesting than audiences do.
He's talking about us.
He's talking about the thing we write about for a living.
We feel validated.
But to Johnny Q audience goer, they'll say, well, I don't care about that.
I feel masturbated, and not in a fun way. I had a movie about that. I had a dream about that last night, and it was bad.
Tell us about it. Tell us about your dream.
It was so fucked.
But
I don't want to. Telling about dreams is boring. This one, I will tell you later.
Hold it for the Inception episode. This is episode 199 of our podcast.
Uh-oh.
And 2 weeks from now, we'll get to episode 200, The Dark Knight. But that means we have an extensive back catalog. We've covered movies like Jurassic Park, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Minority
AI,
Report.
the artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Movies not by Steven Spielberg. Like The Shining, Stephen King's It.
Dirty Dancing.
Star Wars.
Robbie and Michelle's High School Reunion.
Dig
Baby
in.
Boom.
This is a fun podcast.
Overboard.
We have people like it. They like the way we talk about movies. A lot of other people don't like the way we talk about movies. But if you've made it this far, you might like who we are. So go check out that back catalog. I think I got the business out of the way.
You took care of it.
The Prestige.
This motherfucker gets to use his Michael Caine impression 3 episodes in a row. Is it 3 or is it more?
Let's see.
If it's 5, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, so he is in The Dark Knight. He's in Inception. He's in Dark Knight Rises.
He's
in Interstellar.
Mother hell. Good thing it's one of your best.
And then he gets too old. Nolan does drag him out of hospice for one scene in Tenet. No, not hospice, but he's briefly in Tenet, and you're like, oh, okay.
Put him back. Put him back in the cryogenic chamber. Oh.
Michael Caine, wonderful in The Prestige. I love him. He's
fantastic.
The opposite of Alfred. He's a bag of piss and vinegar in this movie. No, Robert! Hey, goes as a bloody double! Ching Ling Foo was a famous Chinese stage magician in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Appeared on stage as a frail, weak, old man, but a wise, leaning into the, I'm from the Orient. I'm a smart, wise old man.
And you colonialists are fucking dumb.
Among his most celebrated tricks was he conjured an enormous glass goldfish bowl full of water out of a cloth. That was one of his best known tricks. He took the trick on tour to America in the late 1890s, offered audiences $1,000 reward. If you can tell me, or if you can reproduce my goldfish bowl trick, you will win $1,000.
That's a lot of money.
And then there was this American magician who said, I know how you do it. I'm going to try to do it. And Ching Ling Foo denied him. I don't know exactly what happened, but this guy took it very personally and then went to Europe and then pretended to be Chinese and started his rival magic show, naming himself Ching Ling Foo, thus beginning a fierce magician rivalry.
Are you being serious?
Yes.
And I like that the movie does not tell you one way or the other, but you could just, yes, of course, that is the way he's doing the trick. He's being arty about it.
Yeah. So this actual historical figure is in the movie.
I love that.
And
that's very respectful of you.
Mm-hmm. Nicely
Nolan,
done.
thank you.
I'm going to read now from Dan Jolin's 2006 article about the Prestige in Empire magazine. Quote, "The fact was that he wasn't as frail as he appeared. His creaking, shuffling gait was an affectation, maintained obsessively throughout his offstage life, so as to disguise the reality that, during the show, he's carrying this large, heavy, water-filled receptacle clenched between his legs, concealed masterfully beneath his flowing robe. His deception, his maintenance of misdirection, his commitment to this one trick was so fundamental it affected every waking second of his life. And it was Ching's story that inspired British novelist Christopher Priest to pen The Prestige."
I love it. I love it because what can I even compare this to? But it's even more rare than writing a bestseller or writing a movie that gets an Oscar. There's only so many illusions, especially so many like show ending ones, something you can base your whole career on that one brain could think of. That just what a crazy life to lead where you have to protect that. I mean, you truly are only as good as this secret.
Mm-hmm. And that you're doing it for yourself. This is not...
Well, to make money. You're doing it for what people... I mean, I'm sure there's pride in it too, and it's an insular small community, but like, at the end of the day, we're all just trying to fucking make a buck, right?
Right. I remember this quote Penn Jillette gave. I wrote it down here.
Give me.
It's quote, "The only secret of magic is that I'm willing to work harder on it than you think it's worth."
Mm-hmm.
Which is the whole thing with magic is you watch it and you just think there's probably an explanation that I'm not going to put in the effort to figure out. And they're putting in so much work, so much more work than you could ever comprehend being worth it for a trick.
And this sparked the thing I said yesterday, which is there a more annoying profession to tell someone you have, and that's for two reasons, than to say I am a magician?
Yeah.
Because all the little snotty things they're going to say, all the quips, all the little the bullshit remarks when they're mad at you or when you do something wrong, or just fucking in idle chit chat when you just met someone, that's already going to drive you crazy. And the lack of respect and lack of knowledge for how intensely hard it is to actually be a successful one of these. And I can liken it only to maybe like a professional wrestler. I couldn't think of another profession that had both of those inconveniences.
I think it would be so much more annoying to be a magician. I think you're dead on. Everyone's like, everyone's constantly
get out of this one, Houdini.
Yes, exactly. Like, ooh, hope you don't make the menu at the restaurant disappear. I'm just kidding.
And like, oh, here's your fork. It was behind your ear. It's give me the fucking fork.
I think it would also...
Show us a trick, funny man.
It would be annoying to be a comedian and everyone saying, make me laugh.
Okay,
Say
but I feel like enough people respect comedy, understand how hard it is to get up on stage and do it. They know that actors do it. There's already that. And I think it's like a well-known thing that there's darkness in comedy. I don't think they're walking around being like, like most comics are probably kind of to themselves.
And magic, well, what do you think?
And they're celebrities. I mean, you can be a celebrity comic. Can you know how hard it is to be a celebrity fucking magician.
And if you're a celebrity magician,
then,
what I know is that all the other magicians hate you. Look at what magicians think of Chris Angel.
And he broke out, right? Mind freak. And we're all making fun of him. I'd say and you named him, the person that's probably got the most respect as a magician for just any man on the street is Penn Jillette, because there's something about him, not all that magician-y. Him and the amazing Jonathan. Oh, I love him.
I think Ricky Jay in this movie also he plays the magician. He was also an actor. He was in Deadwood. He plays the first magician that they work for in the movie.
Okay, you're wrong. But I mean, just like your day-to-day knowledge of you'd have to first know about him and then not have the second thought be fancy pants idiot walking around in a tuxedo. It's just like even fucking Houdini, even name one and don't immediately think of how that person accidentally killed themselves, accidentally killed someone else, or had their face bitten off. I mean, like, no respect for the craft. The years that they put into it, you're remembered for that lion got you in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, even someone like David Copperfield,
yes.
like weird island full of tied to Epstein. I don't know. But
just that he's a fucking professional male grown-up magician. Also, where are the female magicians? How sexist is this fucking area of the world that there are zero?
This magicianry, it's like when we talked about British comedy where I said, hey, I'm intimidated because I don't know this world. I know the world of magicians better than I know British comedy, but still, it's like, this is not my lane. This is not my area of expertise.
Absolutely. Just the fact that I can't off the top of my head. I mean, I can do 5. I'm not a listing gal, but I can list 5 magicians, including comedian magicians. So I can think of no women at all.
It is it's like how you can trace it to why are there fewer female comedians? Why are there fewer female guitar players? It's like partially a pipeline thing.
Sure.
Little girls, you're playing with magic? No, that's for boys.
Well, so you're the assistant. I mean, that's the thing. There are very gender-driven roles in magic, and I've never seen a male assistant, except for if there's like several, or if they're like a plant. So, yeah.
But again, because we don't know so much about this world, I don't want to be flippant and say there are not really successful female magicians.
And we are saying at the top that we 100% know that there's so much. This has got to be a passion burning hotter than most people could ever understand to actually pour your life into being this, even if it's just a side gig. Like, there's no respect, and there should be some. And so we're saying that at the top, the respect.
Magic as a symbol, a metaphor for filmmaking, I find moving, because the thing I find moving in art is the amount of work somebody put into something not expecting a payoff. I will always find that moving. It's why magic also ties in so well to comedy. The amount of work that will go into a bit that might not even get that big of a laugh. Mm-hmm. I so appreciate that.
Very much.
The Doughboys on their podcast have a recurring bit where they do a parody songs and turn the songs into songs about hot dogs. But the songs, they do it in a very lazy way. They will just change any word that sounds like it could be about a hot dog to make it about a hot dog. And eventually they performed on stage with an entire choir and a beautiful piano rendition of Radiohead's Creep. But I'm a Frank. I wish I was Sandwich.
You get that.
I'm a Frank. I'm a wiener. What the hell am I grilling here? I'm a foot long here. And at the end of this 5-minute thing, they are crying. Everyone in the comments says, like, why do I have tears in my eyes watching this? It is the amount of work to make something so beautiful that is so stupid is my favorite thing in the world.
And honestly, it's oftentimes the things that seem really simple and you don't feel all the sweat, that it's because of the work and craft that went in on the back end so that you don't see the strings. I mean, like, yeah. The simplicity of a magic show is what's hard.
Nolan had the concern that a movie about magicians is going to be hard because
you don't want to give
magic is something you have to see live. If you can edit, if you can shoot and edit, it's not impressive. Okay, so then I need to emphasize the work. I need to emphasize the personalities of the people. That's how I'll get you to care about it.
You also have to tread lightly, and you can't go in. And in fact, you could count on probably 2 hands how many tricks you see at all, and on 2 fingers how many you know how they're doing it. Because well, anyway, it's very brave to walk into this world and not fuck up and not give away something you're not supposed to, or imply that something is what it isn't, and just go against all this. It's just a lot of rules. So the tricks that they do show, and how much mileage he gets out of just like little rinky-dink stuff on the stage, it's smart because he doesn't have to dig in too much. He can just focus on the thing that he made up.
Yeah. Christopher Priest is the author of the novel The Prestige. Christopher Priest just died in 2024 at the age of 80. Wrote his novel in 1995, inspired by the story of Ching Ling Foo. Wrote more than 20 novels, and not to popular success, but not necessarily critical acclaim. In his obituary, The Guardian says, quote, he clearly felt that it was not so much the quality of his work that delayed his promotion to the literary establishment, but his reluctance to deny, when asked, that he wrote science fiction, end quote. I think that's interesting because science fiction in literature has always been incredibly popular and incredibly looked down upon. And Nolan's movie, one of the great tricks it pulls off is that it only gradually reveals it's a science fiction movie.
Yeah.
Maybe my favorite thing about it, though, is it's a science fiction story that is the kind of science fiction story that might have been written in 1900. It's like, that's the kind of technology they're imagining.
Because the idea of cloning is something so, I don't want to say baby-brained, but like it's something we've always wondered if you could do it. And now that there's a version of that exists, it's like the more you know it can't happen the way with the show.
Sure, yes. A clone who has your exact consciousness,
right,
and your clothes and everything. Just it duplicated all the matter.
Right. Well, and it's very smart because electricity has a long history in magic, and all of it's fake. So to make it real is smart because when it starts with like the huge machine and the huge production, it's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? This is just a whole lot of misdirection. And then it's like, no, it was real. It's a murder.
But it wasn't real for Christian Bale's character, it was just a decoration. And I love that too. When Christian Bale uses it in his act,
what does he use?
He just has a electrical thing to generate a bunch of sparks that are between the two doors that he goes through.
No, he doesn't.
It's pretty late in the movie. Yeah.
So just to misdirect Hugh Jackman into going to
No. I think to
Tesla?
No, this is after he hires Scarlett Johansson, who tells him, I'm going to tell you how to dress up your show. And you notice he does become a better performer as the movie goes on.
But the whole reason Hugh Jackman is in Colorado Springs is because he thinks that Christian Bale's character received a machine from Tesla, and he didn't.
Received a machine that is what performs the trick, but it wasn't. It was just a prop.
But he did get it from Tesla.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. But just to fuck with Hugh Jackman's character.
Yes, not realizing.
Just to write a misdirection diary.
So I have read the novel this week. Folks, it's great. I love it. Read The Prestige. Now, there are some huge differences that I don't want to spoil because it's a great book.
So don't.
Basically, the novel has a framing device that is set in the present, in England in the 1990s, where one person's reading the diary of Borden from 100 years ago, one person's reading the diary of Angier, and then they kind of intersect with the present, and I don't want to explain too much.
Great,
but
so stop.
Read this book. It's very complex. Nolan was very enamored with the book. While he was on the publicity tour of Memento, he gets sent the novel. He's like, I would love to make a movie about it. And he intensely feels the connection between filmmakers and magicians. Quoting now from Christopher Nolan, iconic director by Dan Jolin, quote, the filmmaker, almost more so than the novelist, this is Nolan saying this, has a very close relationship with the magician in terms of what we tell the audience with the point of view we're drawing them into. We use those techniques to fool an audience, to engage an audience in all kinds of blind alleys and red herrings and so forth. And then, hopefully, a successful narrative payoff. End quote. Making a feature on the DVD, he says, quote, the Prestige is very much about filmmaking. It's very much about what I do. End quote. So many of his movies
and to that, I would say, duh. No fucking shit.
Yeah, so many of his movies are about filmmaking. Inception, Oppenheimer.
He stays in his lane.
So he was in pre-production on Insomnia when he gets this book. So he enlists his brother Jonah to try to figure out how to turn this into a movie. The novel is even more complex than the movie, narratively, like so many intersecting timelines, so many shifting points of view. I think the movie has a very impressive script, but it does seem like I can't believe they managed to pull it off. And it took them way longer than they thought it would. It took them years before they were able to get the movie going. Another person trying to make the movie was Sam Mendes, the director of American Beauty. But Christopher Priest liked Nolan because he saw a following in Memento and he thought this would be the guy for the job. So The Prestige gets announced as Nolan's follow-up to Insomnia. In other words, he'll make it before he makes Batman Begins. But now I'm reading from Christopher Nolan, the iconic filmmaker, and his work. Quote, "The book didn't bend easily into a screenplay. It would take Jonah 5 years to find the film in The Prestige. Part of the problem was that on page, the story took off in so many different directions, including a contemporary framing device, that were then 10 different films you could make from it. However, the bigger challenge was how to convey a sense of magic on film without dwelling on the magic itself.
Yes.
Nolan was conscious that the thrill of trick would be rendered futile because filmmaking was already a process of illusion with its own special effects. It would be an illusion of an illusion." End quote.
Yes, and you can't spend too much time in that part because you are giving away things that are not yours.
That's true,
Things
yeah.
that you need that those individual people deserve to show until they don't want to show it anymore and then hand it off. I like the understanding of like that these illusions can live on, but you wait for the person to retire and you buy them from him.
Which is why that damn masked magician in the 90s was such a scab when he betrayed everybody by going on Fox and revealing all their tricks.
Piece of shit. Anyone can fucking squawk. You fucking rat.
And then when they revealed who he finally was, there was like, it was Valentino. And everybody was like, who? The other connection between filmmaking and magic, or film and magic, is that in the early days of film, movies were just magic tricks. It's like you'd go see the show, you might see a magic trick, and then, moving pictures. It was like as amusing as seeing an optical illusion. It was a while before they realized these could just tell stories themselves.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you think about, when you're trying to keep something short form like TikTok or Vine, it's all about the editing. You are making a magic trick. You are pretending to have a transition in your clothes and where you are. It's all about how can I make this seamless and transport you. I love a good transition.
There's a great scene in Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula movie, which takes place in like 1900 or sometime around there, that shows like how this worked. Like you'd go to an exhibition hall and one of the attractions was a moving picture. Wow. And they do receive it like they're looking at a magic trick.
Yeah.
Oh, how amusing. Because what is it? You're just looking at a bunch of images flipped really, really fast. So Michael Caine, in a 2006 appearance on Access, a TV special about The Prestige, said, "What is unique about it is you have no idea there is another magician called Christopher Nolan, who is the writer-director, who is working behind you. The whole movie you're seeing is a 2-hour trick, and I've never seen that done before." End quote. One of the tricks of the movie is it is a period piece, but Nolan didn't want to treat it like a period piece. He avoids lots of the tropes of period pieces. Wants it to be a science fiction movie, but you to not necessarily notice it's a science fiction movie. The world that they're depicting, the world of the early 20th century, or the turn of the century, it was this sort of wondrous but terrifying time. And I love the scene where Hugh Jackman is so like grave and serious when he gets on stage. Like, in my travels, I've seen the future, and it is terrifying.
Yeah, it reminded me of Elon Musk when he announced that like the end of all civilization was going to be AI. And that was like 12, 15 years ago. And it's like, what do you know, Elon?
Yeah, back when we listened to him.
Right, I liked him. Ew.
So all of these things, movies, electricity, it's all like linked together, and the world is getting smaller. You can travel to China and now come back, and maybe they do know in China some weird things about the metaphysical world that we don't know here yet.
Right, because we can't necessarily call China, but someone can come from China and they look like they've been there. Also, it's that whole I know enough to be dangerous thing. Everything's in its baby time. Like it just occurred to me the other day that people had to fly on the first commercial flight. like the Wright brothers got it up in the air, and they farted around up there, and then someone how many years would need to go by of flying before I would ever That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I keep asking
It blows
Lacey,
my
can I
mind.
go skydiving? And she always says, no.
Nope, needs some more years.
And I keep showing her statistics, but she doesn't care. Who would play these two magicians, though? We're going to start with Hugh Jackman. Then we're going to dive a little bit deeper into Christian Bale, because we're going to be spending a few more movies with Christian Bale after this. So we'll get to know him a little better. But Hugh Jackman, 6'2".
Yeah.
Born in Australia to British parents. I just want to note that it's kind of interesting that in this movie he is playing
Both.
a British character who's pretending to be American, who the whole movie you think is American, transported into this English world.
But really, he's an actor who's Australian.
Yeah, my God. So his parents got divorced when he was a kid. His mom moved back to England with some of his siblings. His dad stayed in Australia with Hugh and the rest of his siblings.
How many were there?
I think there were 5 total. But it's interesting that, like Nolan, this is a guy who's kind of divided between worlds. But he throws himself into the theater, trained at the Actors Centre in Sydney full-time, attends Western Australian Academy of Performing Arts, live theater. It was his whole life. He played Gaston on the stage version of Beauty and the Beast in Australia, moved over to London to critical acclaim in Oklahoma. And then he went to Hollywood, and in only his 3rd movie role ever, he played Wolverine in X-Men. So his entire career is this push-pull between, like, The Showman, just Broadway showbiz razzle-dazzle,
You mean
consummate.
The Showman, one of his biggest movies?
The Greatest Showman, but I just more mean he just embodies the idea of showman.
Performance, right?
And he says in this movie, showman, in The Prestige. But then his best known role, Wolverine. And people love him as Wolverine, and I love him as Wolverine.
I don't know. I think The Greatest Showman gave it a run for its money because people got just over and over. It caught on like a kid's movie. Like,
yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, it was themed birthday parties.
And he
forever.
like personally willed that movie to be a hit because it was a flop when it came out, and they left it in theaters for a long time, and he just kept pushing it, and eventually it became a huge hit. He championed the 2012 screen version of Les Mis. He hosted the Oscars in 2009. He's hosted the Tony Awards 4 times. In 2019, he went on a world tour. Hugh Jackman, the man, the music, the show, performing
Nirvana,
numbers
the band.
from The Greatest Showman and other classic show tunes, 90 shows worldwide.
That's sweet.
So, I mean,
And a little sad. But it's sweet.
Sad?
I mean, I don't know. He's if he were fucking Anne Hathaway, I'd be punching him in the face, but he
That's
gets
true.
to do it because he's 6'2".
male Hathaway. You're right.
And he looks like fucking John Hamm, and you just can't help but want to give him a smooch on the cheek.
Now, of course, look at the 2 characters they're playing, and they're just playing versions of themselves. And it's not like Hugh Jackman seemed to come from a ton of money, but at least came from a family of such comfort that he can go train as an actor and not get a job.
And that they can move across seas once they get a divorce.
Right.
The whole time I'm just thinking, okay, so Christian Bale is just playing Christian Bale. Like, I mean, yeah, okay, got it. He's a method actor.
On top of everything, I've always been aware when watching the movie, oh yeah, Christian Bale's the one who throws himself into the role. Hugh Jackman's the showman. Hugh Jackman's the theatrical one, knows how to move an audience. Maybe not as talented as an actor, but maybe a better movie star, that sort of thing. This time I was trying to pick up on the class differences between both their characters and these 2 people. Christian Bale, who we covered his bio when we did the American Psycho episode last year. So let's talk more about the method acting, which, if you don't know, it's just a style of acting that basically
Or you live it.
Basically, you live the character. That you throw yourself so wholeheartedly into a role that it's like you're not even acting. In contrast to the kind of acting that Hugh Jackman would have learned, where it's like
when you're on stage, you turn it on, baby.
Yeah,
you're like Root. I'm drunk, and now you can't tell I'm drunk.
As Lawrence, the famous story of Laurence Olivier acting with Dustin Hoffman, this young method actor, and watching him act, he's like, it's called acting, right? So
those who can't act do, and those are method actors.
Right.
I just got to do it for a few months.
Which Christian Bale will have something to say about that.
Well,
unexpectedly, Christian Bale gets cast as the lead in Steven Spielberg's Empire of the Sun in 1987 when he is only 10 years old.
And for that, Matt, he lived as a 10-year-old for a full year. Back to you, Matt.
Had no acting training at all, but after the success of that movie, he felt a lot of pressure to act. This is from
What?
The Guardian in 2013.
Wait. What was he going to be instead?
A 13-year-old boy.
What? But how did he get the role? Not because he wanted to be an actor?
He had been in commercials.
I got you. Just happened
There's
to be in
a
a
4,000
blockbuster.
person casting call, and Steven
wow.
Spielberg picks him.
Ouch.
He makes money, and his family needs money, as we shall see.
It reminds me of Elliot from E.T. or something. Like you just 1 in a million kid.
Yeah.
Or Macaulay Culkin. That's the better, because the McCulkins did need Macaulay to keep on going.
Keep that going, yes. 2013 profile of Christian Bale. Quote, Christian Bale has revealed he developed a love-hate relationship with acting after the success of early roles in films such as Steven Spielberg's Empire of the Sun left him feeling pressure to provide for his family. End quote. And then that same year, he told The Hollywood Reporter about his early career, quote, it was money, you know? Christ, my family can do with that. So sure, all right, I did it. There was no reason not to do it. And everybody kept asking me to do it. And then it became sort of a thing of, oh, I could actually really provide with this. And there's a pride in being able to do that. But there's also a prison, you know, at such a young age. I certainly wouldn't have my daughter do anything like that because it becomes a necessity. And in that case, it killed it. It actually kind of killed my drive of acting because it became something I felt like I had to do. You know, you can't enjoy something when you're actually not being forced to do it, but you feel that duty and obligation that if you don't do it, a lot of people are going to suffer. And so it became that, and it's always been a love-hate thing for me because of that. You know, when I love it, I love it. When I hate it, I just can't. It's just disgusting. This vanity-fueled profession. I mean, I just can't stand it.
Christian,
end quote.
Shut up. Fucking God.
He's famously an intense man.
But a very verbal one. Jeez Louise, say it 5 times and then really get to it.
Now, this is from a British GQ interview from 2013 that Bale did. Laci, I think you will see a picture here painted of a man that you very much understand.
Okay.
Quote, this is a lot of reading, I'm sorry. Quote, my family moved around a lot, yes, through necessity rather than choice perhaps, but I loved it. That life is not for everybody, granted, but having that as a child certainly set me up for the rest of the life I lead now. You could say I'm indebted to my father's roguish behavior. We jumped about all over England. We had a brief stint in Portugal, but it wasn't like being on holiday. It was my father's doing, really. He steered the family through some tough times. The interviewer asks, what sort of man was your father? Christian Bale says, he was a man who was wonderful in a crisis, just the best kind of person you need when the chips are down. As a family, there were times when we found ourselves having to move out of our house, and quickly. Within the space of 2 hours, my father had found us a warm, safe, dry place to stay. I never really asked questions. The interviewer says, what was your father running away from?
Water?
I mean, to me, it's like he was getting evicted. And,
of course, love.
Yeah, just jumping
They got
the
it.
rent. Okay. Christian Bale says, quote, there were various reasons. He was restless. Like every great character you play, like every interesting person, I guess, they're complex. There was a great complexity to my father. He was a devoted family man, but in the same breath, he simply was not suited to an anchored life. He should have been somebody who had a backpack, an old map, a bit of change in his pocket, and that was it, roaming the world. But through consequence, he found himself a family, and he was honorable with that, despite perhaps it going against his wilder instincts. There was definitely a restlessness to him, which I share. Not that it's anything I see as a negative, just a desire to search himself and the earth for something else. End quote.
Yes, I definitely relate to that. And just to be clear, we were never jumping rent. My mom was always just trying to find where the good life was, meaning the one where her stress didn't follow her. We just never, they just kept coming with us.
Yeah, it's the apartment that's the problem. We moved to this apartment.
Yes, we've ruined this one. We need a different one. We need a creek. We need a pool. We need it to be closer to this or closer to that.
We need to be farther away from this place. We need to be closer away. Yes, closer to, yeah. And Laci still gets the itch to move, but since we can't,
move rooms
we just
around the
move
house.
furniture.
I'm right. Yeah, our kitchen's in our bathroom right now, and it's a mess.
You see, the father he just described and himself too is so evident in the Borden character slash characters,
even down to the daughter.
It being it's literally 2 men.
Yeah.
One who's into the family, one who's not. It's 2 men sharing one.
I mean, even Christian Bale having a daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the method, the transformations, I mean, that's the thing that really stands out about him.
That should be illegal.
Famously lost 62 pounds for The Machinist in 2004. His diet was a can of tuna, an apple a day, and lots of whiskey and cigarettes. And in 2018, when he played Dick Cheney, he gained a lot of weight. To play Dick Cheney, he said, I ate a lot of pies. In 2018, he told The Guardian, quote, "You want to immerse yourself. I mean, for me, the thing about life is, what are you searching for? I can't speak for anybody else, but for me personally, you cannot allow yourself to think about anything else but that one thing that you're doing. You're so immersed in that one thing, you can't allow yourself any distractions. And when you can hit that point, whatever it be in, I had a bad fucking motorcycle accident and I kind of stopped doing that because I was all fucking touch and go. That's why that enthralls me so much. That edge, it's that thing. If you stop concentrating for 1 second, oh my God, the consequences are going to be disastrous. Now with film, not the same consequences, but the disappointment. You know, I always question, what the fuck are we making films for? What's the point? Aren't they useless? Who gives a shit, you know? People ask me, why should I watch this film? I say, I got no fucking clue. I don't know. Answer that for yourself. I can't tell you why you should watch the fucking film. But you occasionally get these moments where you go, I love this. This is good. End quote.
Okay, yeah. I relate to him so hard.
Why?
Like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to fucking do it. Mm-hmm. And distractions make me less good at it, and they make me feel guilty. And it's like, if I fuck up, it's because I wasn't all in.
This is true. This is a big difference between you and I.
And then I will get disillusioned with the thing and be like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What have I been doing? This is stupid.
You never casually do a hobby. It's not, oh, if I feel like it every couple of days, I'll do this thing.
Max keeps inviting me to a new Minecraft realm, and I'm like,
Minecraft, ew.
Go fuck yourself. No. If I start Minecraft right now, we will get a divorce. I'm stretched too thin with all the things that Minecraft is very everything and nothing.
If he has to become so singularly focused on the role, such that even his family members say he's too intense. There's a thing where his mom called the police on him in 2008, say he needs to improve his behavior. Of course, the famous incident with the director of photography of Terminator Salvation. Why the transformations, though? Why are you doing this to your body?
What do you mean? That puts him in it the most. That's how you really buy in. Like, well, fuck, I already look like this. Also, if you are method, are you good at acting?
Oh, well, a thing he says in multiple interviews is he doesn't think he's a good actor. And he's surprised he has a career. He's always surprised when he gets cast in things.
I'll bet that's a big thing that happens with child actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pressure to get the next role. It's like you just Hermione that shit. You're just like, I'm just gonna study more than anybody, and I'm gonna be so fucking intense, and then I'm just gonna will it to happen so that my family doesn't die or whatever.
And then maybe the roles never come again. What if the roles never come? Yeah. And if you look at his filmography, you will notice, there's stretches where he doesn't work. That's interesting. Like, the actors don't do that.
Like Val Kilmer, just kind of hermits.
With Val Kilmer, it's because everyone hated him. But
was he an ass?
He was a very difficult man.
So luckily he got cancer, and then people liked him again.
Yes, very lucky.
I just mean it.
I think that did endear him to people. Yes,
that's what I meant.
So he told The Guardian in 2018. The reason he goes through these transformations is, quote, "There is a much easier way, but I can't do it. I don't know if it's because I don't have any training. I see actors who can just be themselves and then switch and give these really incredible performances and then switch back to being themselves. I find I start laughing because I'm too aware that it's still me. So I try to get as distant as possible. Otherwise, I can't do it. It's helpful not to look like yourself. If I look in the mirror and go, that doesn't look like me, that's helpful."
Fair. I relate to that. I mean, I get. I wouldn't do it, but I can. That makes so much sense to me.
So you have the question you just asked, like, well, so are you acting?
You're just doing it a different way. I mean, if you're putting in that kind of effort and you get a good product out the other side, you fucking done it.
Yeah, it's not less valid. I'm
not
one of these people who thinks it's less valid. What kind of actor would I be? I'd be way closer to the,
here's something I can never relate to. A person that can cry on demand. A person that can conjure up a thing, get to that place. That's what trained actors can do, right? Like, they have this repository of joy and sadness and anxiety and all the things, and it helps them go there. I cannot. I'm too empathetic. I'll just live there for the rest of the day, or that thing will not be that thing really to me, and it won't give me that effect. His method of acting makes complete sense to me. When I hear other people talk about how to act, it's so alien. So at least this makes sense.
The person who seems the least like this in the world is Timothy Oliphant, who we've talked about before, how Walton Goggins on Justified had sort of a problem with him. And it's because Walton Goggins is a much more serious actor. And Oliphant has always been like, acting's bullshit, whatever.
It's because he's always himself.
And he says he also thinks he's a bad actor, but it's just like the roll camera. He's like, the director tells me to make my face. I make my face. I say my thing, whatever.
Because he's charismatic as hell, and he's good looking, and he plays that same guy.
Seth Bullock and Raylan Givens are different. Are they different?
Oh,
They're just different. It's just a different time period.
yeah.
All right.
But it's good.
But one of the fascinating things about The Prestige is, especially me watching it twice in a row, realized how much Hugh Jackman is also dedicating himself, not just in killing himself every time he does the trick, but he also has devoted his entire life to living a fake identity. He's British and he's talking American the whole time.
That and devoted his whole life to chasing this thing rather than just enjoying his life. He's doing just as much hard work, even if it's like aimed in a wait. You know what? You gotta be trying to do something. This goal might as well be any other goal. I mean, you lose the love of your life. You think you might want love again. But no, that wasn't what was driving him then, and it wouldn't drive him now. His wife just happened to be part of the package. It worked out. It's a workplace romance.
What's a shame, though, and I love the one scene where they're getting along at least a little bit.
Who?
Jackman and Bale, when they go see the Chinese magician. It's not like they're being best friends. You're just like, oh, they gave each other a little look.
Well, and also they were being total shits to each other in the scene before, and they get this homework assignment to go see this guy. And as soon as it shows it, I turned to Matt and I was like, why are they sitting next to each other? They don't fucking have to. Like they are supposed to be in their own heads figuring out the thing that's in front of them. I wouldn't want the one next to me stealing my notes.
Says he gets them those seats because he knows the guy at the door.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's like, are you friends or not? You don't have to just be next to each other. You do. You do.
If they just told each other their secret, they would like and respect each other so much more. But you can't tell the secret.
Okay, you got to trust somebody. It's your whole thing. You've got this one thing. The two-sided coin he gives that boy when he meets Sarah, and he's like, look, pay attention. And he's like, now you know and I know that this coin has two heads on it. And it doesn't matter that it has two heads. What matters is that only you and I know. It completely loses its value if someone you don't trust or any, that is such a precarious way to live.
As we see. And Jackman's so much more obsessed with Bale than Bale's obsessed with Jackman. But
because showmanship only gets you so far. You got to have good ideas.
If Bale knew what Jackman was actually devoted, hey, I'm not American. I'm British.
Yeah.
I'm living a lie. Like, okay. I underestimated you, man. Even so.
You're putting on your poor pants.
Even so, you see the scene where Andy Serkis asks Hugh Jackman about like, what are you reading in that diary? And he's like, I'm not telling you. And he's like, didn't you steal that from your greatest rival who killed your wife? And he's like, I'm in a fraternity and you're not. There's still
right.
Like, I don't know. We're kind of the loves of each other's life in a way.
We're kind of Batman and Robin. I mean, Batman and the Joker.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah.
So The Prestige is sandwiched between Nolan's two Batman movies. I mean, his first and second Batman movies. It's one of his lowest budgeted movies.
Michael Caine's in it. Like, I still have to method act from here to here. So can you just can you name me Arthur? And then can you
Alfred,
right? Can you name me Alfred? And can Alfred also be in this movie? So I can just keep being Batman who's pretending to be a magician.
How confusing. Christian Bale is now Alfred. Michael Caine is Cutter.
And it was all it's just for Christian Bale. He needed it.
I kept calling him Alfred in my notes. And then the scene where Alfred tells them, and I'm talking about Michael Caine, but one of his lowest budgeted movies, and it made $100 million worldwide.
So people loved it?
People liked it.
Okay. It's kind of grown up.
In retrospect, people are like, hey, The Prestige fucking rules. It's maybe his best movie.
But here's something that always matters. What else came out around this movie?
Well, 2 months earlier, The Illusionist, starring Edward Norton and Paul Giamatti, also a movie about feuding magicians in the 1890s.
Is it any good?
I've never seen it. I think people like it.
I love both those guys.
So this is a twin film.
Fine.
And I think it probably did. Nolan, who was not so much a name brand at the time, this movie comes out 2 months later and you thought, real original.
This is prime Scarlett Johansson time, though.
What do you think of Scarlett Johansson in this movie?
I think of her the same way I think of her in every movie. She's no Kate Winslet. But I don't know, those two are those like Botticelli, like they're just they take up the same space. Only one gets real acting roles and the other one gets this like impossible creature role. Scarlett Johansson is always the impossible creature. I think she does a good job. I just can't, off the top of my head, think of a movie where like, now there's where she's showing her acting chops. Do I love looking at her? And do I find her compelling when she's on screen? Yep, I do. But I don't think of her as like, she'll be a Meryl Streep one day, where someone with the same kind of boom, like Scarlett, like, I don't know why Kate Winslet and her are a package to me, but.
Because they're both hot with big boobs?
And big butts. Like, you're like, you know, you're allowed to have a full body and be sexy as shit. You're your Pixar mom body.
Kate Winslet has a big butt?
Yeah, she has a nice butt.
Nice.
She's an hourglass kind of lady.
I've always thought of Scarlett Johansson as the weak link of the movie. I think I liked her performance this time more, especially when she's doing the devious switching sides.
Whose side is she on thing? Yeah.
But I think she's overshadowed by Rebecca Hall as Borden's wife, who's really, really great in the movie. Still don't know if Nolan knows how to write female characters, but a woman defined by my husband's a fucking freak. And I'm so confused. Is he an alien? Is he two people? Is he a split personality?
I thought the secret that she said that he had was just that he's uncaring and he's got like borderline personalities. Like he literally switches his personality. So I was like, okay, so he's like a multiple, or like he's a schizophrenic before they had an idea for that. So
well, I love that she says, I know what you are, and we never hear her say what she thinks he is. But what would she say?
I think she knows the secret. I think she knows it's two men. And I think because they made a fucking commitment before they got together that she would know all of his secrets, and he agreed. And he's not somebody that's flippant about.
You're saying he told her?
Yep. And I think it was an understanding. I think he probably was like, look, we're going to be interchangeable. I'll never tell you which one I am. You can give me your little test if you want, but both of us will always be pretending to be the same person, even with you.
Dude.
I need to watch it again just to prove this theory.
That's fucked up. There's another fan theory. I don't love the fan theories.
I want to know where he lives when he's not. Well, he's Fallon, but he wasn't always Fallon. Where was Fallon before he had a role in this man's life? All right.
And I don't like let's solve Nolan's movies like a puzzle. This is the one. It's the magic trick that you're supposed to solve. There are fan theories that Tesla and his assistant, the assistant is actually Tesla. The David Bowie character is not actually Tesla. That Andy Serkis is Tesla. I find that less interesting, but I think it's.
Wait, what would that mean?
Oh, that he's sort of doing the same thing Liam Neeson is doing in Batman Begins. Is I was actually Ra's al Ghul and this is just some guy.
Who cares?
I don't know. Just because like these guys are magicians in their own way of committing to this insane bit.
And the whole time it really could be a scam. You live on top of a mountain and you play with lightning, and sometimes you show me cool tricks on the ground. Like I am the exact kind of person to come up here, spend so much money on a hotel, hoping you'll like see me, and then you'll take my money. Please take my money. And then like knowing damn well if you produce nothing, you can just tell me the science isn't sciencing right now. Like you hold the key and the only understanding of this thing, like Zeus. What am I going to do? Tell you you're lying? You've already got my fucking money. And to add a layer of protection between him and the... Yeah, it's kind of a Willy Wonka kind of thing, right? Like,
yeah, it's one of those things where I don't want an answer to that, but I like the idea that this is a movie where that could be true.
Absolutely, and
not because it's like, oh, dude, that's fucking cool, but like, there's actually thematic and story reasons for it. It makes sense,
right? And the whole time they're telling you it takes a showman to be the distraction, and what is David Bowie but the perfect showman? In fact, the whole time he's acting as Tesla, I think his accent sounds wrong, and it almost sounds wrong intentionally. And that he has such a face, such a peculiar kind of like otherworldliness that I'm like, you almost seem too right for the, like, you know what I mean? Like the casting's on the nose in a wrong way. And the other guy's charming as hell. And maybe this is the only way he can be kind of free. Okay, damn it, don't get stuck on this.
But that other guy just seems so much the LeFou to his Gaston.
Yeah, but he's charming.
But the thing about Tesla, who I don't know very much about, but I think the Tesla v. Edison feud was very much the better marketer and packager versus the actual scientist who didn't know. As you even see in this movie, he makes a matter duplication device, and the way to use it is this magician can use it. As Laci said, just duplicate money. All your problems are solved.
But he knew he had made something that was that would destroy lives. Like
Oppenheimer, I can't believe it's in this movie,
Yes.
and I forgot about that.
But like no one needs to have that power. It's the power of God. Also, I love that they tell you in the very beginning scene of the movie that they're going to kill magicians over and over and over again. All those hats laying on the ground, and you're just like, oh, that's
great.
That's all
great.
the
You're
fucking
right.
Lord Farquaad's or whatever the hell his name is.
It's all the magician from Frosty the Snowman.
What?
The magician. He comes to town with the hat.
Anyway, no.
Get
but,
that bunny with my hat.
and it's a black cat, and
Yeah.
that's bad luck. And
I
it
never thought of
crosses
that,
all
love.
their
That's
paths.
great. That's great. Yes, the movie tells you everything.
Well, and they land head up, right? It's like they're like all buried, like they end up buried in their water coffins.
Fuck, dude.
I mean, what the fuck are you doing preserving them? And how much is plexiglass at a time like this? Why do you need all these water coffin chambers? Just let them fall in a box and then like have a scorpion in there or something, like, or just have a blind man shoot them. What are you doing?
Also, can't the blind man hear the drowning man struggle?
It's part of the legend. Hey, fucker!
Great movie. Let's talk about The Prestige now, starting with those hats. So we open with hats. I really love the thing that Laci said in the history segment about how like this is just all the dead magicians. If the hat is just the magician's wardrobe.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, because they're upright, the majority of them, and they go through a chamber and wake up in the ground.
Right. And for all you pinheads out there, and not the fun pleasure-seeking kind.
Cenobite.
She's not literally saying this is where all the Hugh Jackmans died. It's a metaphor.
Thank you, Matt.
It's fun. We're having fun.
But look at us. We're a couple of jokesters. Look how young Michael Caine looks.
I know. He really does look
Looks
young
like the guy
here,
from
who is
Saw.
7 decades into his mighty career, 2 Oscars under his belt.
To be a man.
Gives his big speech as he handles a bird to a little girl. Who's this little girl? I don't know, but you find out.
I was under the impression that maybe all little girls in this world just look like that because she reappears pretty quick.
Just a uniform girl look.
Just
yeah.
a blonde with bangs.
Every magic contains stray parts. Now, I could not confirm this, but I believe this is entirely an invention of Christopher Priest. That the Prestige totally made up, not a thing that magicians actually have.
Bullshit.
I mean, that 3-act structure seems like it makes sense, but I think he might have invented the pledge, the tongue, the prestige.
Okay. That's some thick Michael Caine you're giving me.
And you're going to accept it.
Happily.
Now, the jumping around in time, we've seen some of it so far in Christopher Nolan's career, but here he's just like, fuck you, man. We're just going. No foreplay. Get ready for it.
Which chicken or an egg the chicken or the egg situation, did this book require time jumping? So Nolan was like, I can do that. Or did he see a book with time jumping and went, fuck yes,
I think it's
that shall be mine.
That's the one.
Jumpity.
He's like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'm not supposed to jump through
Stay
time
still,
all the
huh?
time?
Stay-
Supposed
am
to
I a
just tell a
pledge?
linear
Am I
story,
a
A to B to C
prestige?
to
My
what comes
fucking
after?
turn? You don't know.
So we're jumping. Hugh Jackman is doing the transporting man. Christian Bale goes on stage as a volunteer. I'm blood of the bloody act, you fool.
For people whose only job it is to look out at the crowd, to find someone to come on stage.
Shoddy work.
He looks just like Christian Bale. I know the lights, they shine brightly, but like you use plants for everything else. Why not for this thing? This thing that could kill a guy.
And so many of their revenge schemes for each other hinge on them getting selected as a volunteer. It's like if your scheme for revenge hinged on you getting picked for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's like it's still
It's a
kind of
huge
unlikely you're
crowd,
gonna.
right?
I know.
Like, I know, right? The spot. It's to the left, center. This is where the lights are the easiest to see through to the crowd. I'm sure it's some bullshit like that. I will say Hugh Jackman's disguises are much more convincing than Christian Bale's.
Yeah, he's just better. He puts more care into that sort of thing. One of my favorite things is Christian Bale, before he hires Scarlett Johansson, is how uninspired his speeches are to the audience. He's like, this looks like a normal bowl, but it's not. It's magic. That's all. It's magic. And I love the idea that it's one of the best parts of the movie is you don't even see it. Hugh Jackman's just like, the greatest trick I've ever seen. Holy shit.
Right.
But no one would ever appreciate it because only other magicians could appreciate how good it is.
Yeah, right. He doesn't have any build up. But I mean, this movie is so good as a metaphor to show you the two kinds of things you need to make a great movie. You can have a completely method person who's about like the realistic, the straightforward, I am this guy, that's the Christian Bale. And then you can have the guy that's all the pizzazz and that's your Hugh Jackman. And apart, they do great movies. But if they can get together and find some fucking whatever this is, look at what I'm doing. What am I doing? No, it's not symmetry. What am I doing?
You're swimming?
No, what's it called?
What?
Schenectady? Symmetry. Synergy. If they can find some synergy. You are so bad at guessing what I need. Okay? And then if you could just like practice. Then you got yourself the movie The Prestige here with Michael Caine is what you got.
And like how his triumphant ending to Batman begins with, I never said thank you. This is a guy flair for the theatrical. It's the Joker. Got everybody so pumped. And that might have been the Oppenheimer moment for this is how all movies have to end now. The Prestige succeeding so wildly just as a movie. Not like it was that successful. But he did all the stuff he wants to do. And he did it so well that for the rest of his career, I think he is chasing it. And he succeeds a bunch of times.
Oh, you're saying Nolan. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
But sometimes maybe I'd appreciate a more straightforward narrative than this one, which I think requires that kind of narrative.
Are you saying that doesn't have the big reveal at the end? What are you saying? What formula did Batman Begins start?
With Batman Begins, I meant that pulling off the tease for the next movie at the end, doing it so well and so cool meant that a million copycats formed.
Oh.
And here, Christopher Nolan himself, I think, is so pleased with what he did with this movie that now he is trying to recreate it again and again and again in terms of interweaving all these different timelines.
Okay, you're not saying The Prestige itself is him trying to pull off something he'd done previously. You're saying he impressed himself with The Prestige and then tried to follow himself. Okay, I had gotten confused with what you were saying.
Right. Like, you take a movie like Dunkirk, which seems like this is a very straightforward war movie, but he's like, no. 3 different temporalities. What the fuck is a temporality? It's like, okay, one of the stories you're seeing takes place over the course of a week. One of the stories you're seeing takes place over the course of a day. One of the stories you're seeing takes place over the course of 10 minutes. And you're cutting between them all. And it makes sense as you're watching it, but then you think, why did he do it that way?
Why do that? Just tell me the story.
Because editing. It's the magic of the movies. Movies is a magic trick.
Dude, fucking editing is a magic trick.
Yes.
The hours and hours and hours of shit you film only to be like, I know what I'm going to make out of this fucking box of shit from Goodwill. It's a masterpiece. I'm sorry, this is saying something very obvious, but I was on a movie set yesterday.
Where ironically, the one thing you didn't get to see was editing, but...
Yeah, but you see the amount of takes that it takes to get the one you want, and all of it's going to the editor. Here you go.
I've been trying to read Walter Murch's book about editing because I've always heard the expression editing is directing. Is the movie.
Yeah.
Editing is directing. So I'm trying to understand, like, yeah, I get it on one hand. On the other hand, like, but how?
Because if you put it in a certain order, you're telling a different story, and the audience doesn't know you're going backwards or forwards. You do it in such small chunks. It's like when we're in the studio and recording a song. For those of us that are a little weaker in the vocals, I can literally take it line by line, and that's what they do. Like, I mean, like for instance, we had a 2.5 minute scene to record at the end of the day yesterday, and I heard people going, "Oh man, 2.5 minutes. That's going to be a long one." It's like, well, yeah, it is, because then you multiply that by, all 6-8 takes you're going to take, right? So 2.5 minutes is a big chunk in movies. That leads me to believe a minute or less is what they're used to dealing with in like live parts that you're going to use for an actual movie.
You're recording it from multiple angles. You're getting coverage. You're getting your master shot. That means do it again and again and again, and assume you get a good take each time.
With such small chunks, you can tell a few stories because you can just make it seem as though they're talking about something they're not. That's all I mean.
Laci is an extra in a independent movie in New Orleans, and got to spend a lot of time on a movie set yesterday, and it was very exciting, and I had a lot of questions for her. Now, we did, when we were briefly trying to be more professional and explain what our podcast is at the beginning of every episode, we said, we have no ambitions to ever make movies. And that's true.
That's still true.
Yeah. Yeah. But the reason I wanted to say that is like, we talk shit. We talk a lot of shit about movie people, and we make fun of movies. We could never make movies.
I'd say we talk shit about movie roles in production roles we think we understand. And that mainly just falls on the director and the writer and sometimes the score, right? Maybe costumes sometimes. But
And
we don't really
actors.
understand. Oh, thank you, Matt. Yes, actors. I know that. I'm saying we're not, I don't know. I guess lighting and sound, sometimes we're like, what are they saying? I can't see shit. All right, fine. Fuck. We'll never do it again. I can't promise that. But seeing it in real time and really watching the blood, sweat, tears, and intensity that goes into it, it's a marvel. But we had the right idea. Every movie is a miracle.
Laci now has the firsthand experience, and I'm jealous, and I'm like, what does the script supervisor do? Because I've only read about this in books and watched documentaries and stuff. But I say all of that to say, movies are miracles.
Yes.
They're magic tricks. But just because Laci got to work on a movie doesn't mean we're not going to still make fun of movies.
Okay, but you're going to say just because Laci got to work on one and I didn't doesn't make her the host of the show and now I'm a piece of shit. I didn't want you to think that or say that, Matt.
No, but I want you to host an episode one day.
Oh, yeah, so I can just know, you know?
Yes, so that you will know. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and you can just riff.
A movie is a magic trick because you're just showing the stuff that they decided they want you to see.
Yes.
Because you don't really... It's fun to learn about how movies are made, but what I like way better than that is just watching a movie and enjoying it and never thinking about the fact that any of this
feeling it, right.
gets made. You're not really looking. You don't want to know. You want to be fool.
Just get me to the end of the ride and make me feel like I didn't do fucking homework, which Nolan has been struggling with in the movies we've covered so far. This is the first one where I'm like, woo!
Yes.
Woo! And I get to the end and I'm like, that was a kind of silly ending and I loved it.
Oh, yes. And Laci and I usually don't watch the movies together, but I watched it one day, had so much fun watching it. I thought, I want to watch the movie with Laci the next day because I want to be with her for the end of the movie. I want to see how she reacts to this.
It was the whole ride though, but yeah, the end is like, okay, come on.
Because a lot of people call this like a twist ending, and then they'll say it's not a twist ending. It misdirects you with what you think the twist is going to be. Because a lot of people say, oh, I predicted that Christian Bale's two characters, but then I wasn't expecting the last thing where, oh, Hugh Jackman's killed himself a billion times.
See, and as soon as they showed the big tall thing being carted out after every show, it's like, oh, he kills him every time.
But
I got that, but I didn't expect that there was a twin.
I never thought that was a twist reveal because he tells you that that's what's happening. But because he never shows it to you, you just make the connections in your head. That's what's just one of the things that's fascinating about this movie.
And in my memory, they confirm that the person they go see with the goldfish bowl trick, that is what he's doing. He is method act. He's living his act. But you do it through inference. You're like, okay, I guess that performer was holding it with his legs. But like this is, ladies and gentlemen, and others, if you're watching a Nolan movie, it is literal. Like the end of this movie is a prestige. Like it's not a twist because you expect a magic trick to have something interesting at the end. That's what this movie did. A reveal.
I don't know what it would be, but a more conventional twist would make this so much of a lesser movie.
I think so.
Just like how I've seen it so many times, it never occurred to me when Hugh Jackman goes to Colorado and says price is not an issue. Why is he saying that? Where did he get all his money from?
Yeah, you fill in with like, I guess he really took off. Look how nice his hair is.
Yes, I filled it in my head. Oh, his magic show must have been going so well by this point, but that's not what happened.
Right.
And you have no reason to think that's what happened. You just make these associations in your head when you're watching a movie.
You know why it's not a twist? Because all of a sudden it's a science fiction movie and that feels like it's cheating, but because you thought you were watching a magic movie where like the fun in a magic show or movie or anything that's kind of behind the scenes is you expect to learn something, a little something about the industry. So when it's like, no, Tesla just made me a thing and it just makes it go from here to here. And it's like, oh, that's a fucking the reason why the end is not a twist, it's like, oh, good. I learned about magic. I was expecting a payoff and I got one.
But I mean, you learn things about magic, but
mundane.
Exactly. They're the things that Christopher Nolan, the filmmaker, the technician, would appreciate. It's like, is him twisting the screwdriver to tighten that contraption on Hugh Jackman's back for the bird killing trick.
What I like is how often those stupid fucking rings come out, and like even back then in like the 1700s, whatever the fuck that time it is. I'm sorry, it's early 1900s, right? People already know he's clanking the fucking rings again.
And that's you got to do that so that you can build them up. Yes.
Mm-hmm. You want them to think they're at some bullshit rinky-dink magic show, and then booyah, you catch a bullet in your fucking mouth.
Michael Caine is giving testimony in court at the murder trial of Christian Bale. That's the man right there. Alfred Borden killed Robert Angier. Now, of course, there is no Robert Angier, but I guess back then you could just like, this person's on trial who doesn't exist, Robert Angier. We are Britain, so we don't have social security numbers. This is 1900. This is olden times, so
there's
whatever.
A body. They just need the body, and that man went by this name.
Yeah, there you go. The prosecutor asks Michael Caine, explain how the disappearing man trick works, and he's like, that's a trade secret. And I'm not gonna fucking bloody tell you all in open court. And the judge is like, I understand. Meet with me in private.
I appreciate that. We're all just a squirrel trying to get a nut, and the judge is also trying to get his nut, and he won't crack a man's nut, not another white man's nut. Anyway, am I doing that?
So then this stuffy British guy visits Christian Bale in prison. For the second movie in a row, Christian Bale's in a prison, has to be separated from the other inmates.
Really
I don't need protection.
The other actors just really don't like him.
Can
we do the thing where he needs to be separate? That's just really good for the plot.
It's just really good I think it'd be good for the movie thematically.
For morale.
This guy is named Owen or Owens. He represents Lord Caldlow, and he wants to buy Borden's tricks. Including the transported man, which is the greatest of all his tricks. And
in fact, we don't ever see another one of his tricks. What other tricks did he have?
I'm seeing here. I'm seeing here. You have written down. Okay, you crashed the rings into each other. Great. Okay, you're good at bouncing a ball.
Correct. You did a bullet catch until your arch nemesis shot off your fingers with it.
That's gonna happen. That does happen. We know that happens.
And since then.
And you're gonna want to sell the transported man so it will provide for your daughter's future. And here's a show of good faith. I present to you, courtesy Lord Caldlow, the diary of Robert Angier, your greatest rival.
And I want you to pretend for one moment that your biggest fucking own of anyone you've ever hated the most was not you giving and planting a false diary to them just at the moment where they were the most desperate. I want you to forget that happened. And that you've been one-upping each other in the exact same way your entire lives. This is not that. Yes, it is. It's another implant fucking diary.
The thing that you, in fact, already did to him.
Which is, he's always a step behind, but he's going to get you, boy.
That's him underestimating Hugh Jackman. Which he does the whole movie. It's so sad that these guys can't just get along.
Just be friends.
So Christian Bale goes to his cell, starts reading the diary of Robert Angier, played by Hugh Jackman. And so now we follow Hugh Jackman on his journey to Colorado. And when we're in this timeline, we are in the diary timeline, although there's nothing to suggest that anything that happens there isn't real. He's not lying about anything that happened to him. It's not that kind of thing. It's not, I'm intentionally misdirecting you.
Right. We don't have a Gone Girl. We have I don't remember the point of getting all the way to the end of the diary. Is it to reveal that he's
alive?
Right, but how do you know that he wouldn't speed read this shit
I know.
And get to it before all the interaction?
He'll read it at the exact right time. I mean, I guess it's a Nolan temporality. This whole thing, he's reading it within about 15 minutes. I guess, or maybe it required a cipher. It took him a long time to decode.
So all the stuff we saw, the back and forth, go through the bars, that all happened because there's a couple few times that he interacts with someone through the bars.
Right,
and it all hinges on him not knowing that that's actually Hugh Jackman.
Right. Yeah.
So
you're taking some chances.
He's not a lettered man, you know. He can barely read that one, so he knew he had some time.
Yes, and again, probably coded it in some way. So you got to spend some time decoding. So in the Jackman timeline, he is trying to decode Christian Bale's diary. And you see how this movie might be as difficult to talk about as Memento.
Or Inception. In fact, this is like exactly the kind of thing if he wasn't the one who created Inception, I'd be like, oh, it's like Diary Inception. Diaryception.
It is, but Inception moves linearly. Like Inception moves beginning to end. It just a lot of dream within a dream. What's in limbo? Unconstructed dream space.
Okay, but a diary within a diary.
I know.
Those by law have to happen. By law, physics have to happen in different timelines. Because how would you have written the diary that's in the diary?
Jesus, fuck. All right, somebody make a diagram. This is the
a Venn diagram.
this is kind of a cloud atlas where it's a Russian nesting doll. Is the story I was reading was a novel written by this person who was on a cruise ship journey in this newspaper article written by this person.
Okay.
Reaches Colorado Springs to make contact with Nikola Tesla, who provided the whole town with electricity. And he goes up to Tesla's compound and he meets Andy Serkis, just playing a role, not in mocap, as Tesla's assistant, or as per the fan theory, Tesla himself. So he's here to meet Mr. Tesla because Mr. Tesla built a machine for a colleague of his and he wants him to do it for him. And Andy Serkis is like, well, no guarantee you can meet with Mr. Tesla.
Nobody ever sees the wizard and nobody don't know how. Oh, well, you can. That's all this is.
Well, this is kind of like Batman Begins of like, well, you need to prove your worth. Come up the mountain, bring this flower. But his come up the mountain is go be at the hotel for a few weeks. We'll see.
Right. And then come up this mound of dirt, mind the hats, and give us a big old pile of money.
Which probably, if you're a filmmaker who develops projects, probably does feel like, oh, I spent a year working on maybe trying to get this thing made only to realize it's not going to go anywhere. So like, oh, I'll go wait for several weeks and maybe Mr. Tesla will meet with me and maybe I'll never know if he'll meet with me.
Oh, I actually flipped it. I was like, yeah, Nikola Tesla's been working on this whatever project forever and ever and ever, and it costs money to continue the project. And if at some point you run out of funds, well, you just spend a whole lot of time developing something that's incomplete.
Yeah,
it'll never be seen.
It's that too, yeah. And he's robbing Peter to pay Paul. He's running out of all these financiers, and then he sees this rich magician. He's like, you can pay for my next movie.
But literally, that's why, like, just go wait down there. And if you're still there, then that probably means you give us a lot of money. But it also is like, no, we got some money right now. So go on. You're bothering me.
You're bothering me.
And if I end up finishing this before I need your money, well, then I'm going to give this to Peter because I promised it to Peter. But then if I finish it with yours, I give it to you.
And you got to love if you have a job where people can order something from you and you'll be like, well, it's never going to guarantee. It's no guarantee it's going to work like you want it to work. But, these things happen.
I'm literally discovering these technologies as I'm making them. It's fucking Elon Musk because like he's still hell-bent on sending us someone to Mars. But like it costs like $500,000 for him to send you to Mars. But then once you get there, you're just in Mars. There's nothing there waiting for you. There's no you coming back. He's shooting you into the sky to die.
It's like that South Park episode where they send Free Willy to the moon because they think whales come from the moon. And then the last shot of the episode is just a dead whale on the moon. It's like that.
It's like that.
So in Borden's journal, we now go back to like the earliest part of their timeline where they are working as hired help for the magician played by Ricky Jay, Milton the magician. And Hugh Jackman's character is married to a woman played by Piper Perabo, who's the magician's assistant. And she goes into the water tank, but she's good at getting out of knots. And Christian Bale's the one who ties the knots. But he's getting a little fancy with his knots. Or maybe he's like, we could do this even better.
He thinks he knows better. He's just a scrappy startup kid that's got a natural gift and he knows what it takes to commit. But he thinks he knows knots better than this guy. When this guy literally uses the term wet knot, I'm like, oh, damn. There's such a thing as a wet and a dry knot. And he had a reason for it. It's going to swell. She'll get stuck. And that is what happened.
But Piper Perabo, there's a little look between her and Christian Bale. Where he was like, she's kind of on his side. Like, I'd like to try your knot method.
And you get the sense that they've been working on it on the side. They have been trying it.
Yeah.
That's why I do not understand the through line of, oh, fuck, that's why. God, that just came to me. I guess. Does this make sense? So I never bought it for a second, Christian Bale saying he doesn't know which knot he tied. Is it just that every time he's being asked, he's the other brother?
Yeah.
Why don't you just ask the other brother?
I know. Hey, let's get our story straight.
Remember how we killed a girl?
Maybe you're just memories. You just can't make new memories. I don't know.
No. Maybe part of their agreement is you cannot tell me what goes on when you're living my life. And I cannot tell you you will just find out when you pop up there. Because otherwise, we are going to get our shit crossed. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I mean, that might be a cleaner solution than let's try and be on the same page. There's a lot of, I don't know. I mean, what do lawyers tell you to say? Not to the best of my recollection. I don't recall.
That's what it was. It just sounded it sounded like smart, but
Yeah.
he doesn't seem like the smartest guy. He just seems like a really hardworking, focused, smart guy. Okay, smart.
So Michael Caine has this axe, just a nice little note, like, this is all dangerous.
Right, he's timing it nervously on the side.
But it goes off without a hitch this first time. She's great at getting out of a knot and getting out of a friggin' tank of water.
Wet as all get out.
And then in the backstage, Christian Bale is just yelling about how this Ricky Jay, he's washed up, he's out of ideas, he's stodgy and tired and old. We need some new blood in this industry, man.
The blood of your wife.
Michael Caine actually agrees with him, but is at first like, oh, and I suppose you're the man who's going to do it. You're going to shake up the magic game, are you?
I mean, he's got coattails, right? Because he's wearing a tux. If you're literally riding that man's coattails, you got to wait for new ones before you jump off. Like, yeah, you know that his day's running up, but nothing's here to replace them yet, my man.
Right. Now, Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman don't seem like they've only met each other a few days ago at this point, it seems like. Because
Are you sure?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman says to Michael Caine, like, where did you meet this guy anyway? He works for Virgil the magician or whatever. And I don't know. So he's like the new guy on the thing.
Well, know your place, Christian Bale. That is pretty presumptuous. You're coming in here. This guy's fucking shit. You were working for Virgil down at the post office before you came over here. You're on a stage now.
Right. But
calm down.
I'll tell you what, though. You two go on a magician date. Go see Ching Ling Foo. Tell me if you can tell me how he makes his goldfish bowl appear out of nothing. Then you'll get 10 minutes on stage in front of like the hottest theatrical agent in London or whatever.
He can do that. He can just do that. Look at these guys. It's fucking Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale put these guys on the stage.
Yeah, and Michael Caine's job, he's cutter. He's the ingénieur. He makes the magic gadgets.
Mm-hmm.
Jackman and Bale go on their date. It's the only part of the movie where they seem to like each other even a little bit.
Look at that sweet face.
You see Christian Bale just being like very amused by the magician, and Hugh Jackman looking at him for affirmation. Like, you like this too, right? But you can already kind of see their differences.
You know, it just occurred to me because you laid it out perfectly there. You know, when he's trying to describe what his job is in court, it's like the guy that's the inker or the tracer for the fucking comic book process. Like, wait a second. So somebody thinks of the ideas, somebody draws it, and then you just draw the lines of it. Or, you know, it's like, it's an important part of the process, but it's a weird job. And the engineer or whatever the fuck he is a weird distinction. Okay, so you come up with illusions and then you make them. And it's like, no. Someone has an illusion, a magician, tells me what they're trying to achieve. I think of how, I was like, because how does the ownership work? Is it truly just that these two men are better showmen? So they get up there and they present this? Why does the magician have any ownership on it at all? This is why. They're not engineers. They are engineers. I can't think of another. What do they call them at Imagineers? I thought of this, but I can't do this. So he do this, and then they show it, and then together they are partnership. Because I was wondering why Cutter doesn't just get up there and do his own tricks. That's all. That was my point.
Or he's on a movie. He's the tech guy, the special effects
I
coordinator. Or you could even say he's the producer, and the magician's the director. It's like, I don't have a brain for like logistics, making things work together, but I'm the creative guy.
I get that. But like if the whole industry thrives on thinking of something no one else has thought to do, whether or not you can figure out how to do it, I'll get a guy that can do that. Then the currency is the guy that thought of it, the brain that conceived of a new illusion. You want to foster that brain because they could maybe have another one. And apparently you can do a whole career on one. Imagine what you do with two. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was saying, like, if because Cutter's basically just Christian Bale. He's maybe got less pizzazz than Hugh Jackman, but if he can think it, make it, why don't he do it? He'd be rich.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's what I'm saying. He is just the engineer. And that's why there's this like a gentleman's agreement. We need each other. We are the three things. Are they the three things? Are one of them the fucking pledge, turn, and prestige? Yes. Cutter is the pledge. Bale is the turn, or whatever. You switch them around.
Because Bale comes back at the end. He's the prestige.
Yes.
We watched him die, but there he is. There you go.
Okay, so that puts
Jackman is the turn.
Jackman is the turn.
We nailed it.
Because we think he's going to end up on top at the end, and he doesn't. I figured it out, Nolan.
So they're watching this guy after the show, and they watch him get escorted into his horse carriage. He's a very feeble old man, and Christian Bale's just like, this right here, this is the trick. Total devotion to his art. Lot of self-sacrifice.
He's 2 feet from the theater he just did this trick in. Total sacrifice.
It's the only way to escape all this, you know? And Hugh Jackman's like, no, I don't.
I don't know. Literally. What? I just want to know what the other twin is doing all day. I just want to know so bad. Wait, I keep answering my question and forgetting. It's just another guy. He's Fallon. He has a whole other life. I forgot.
Or maybe not. Maybe he's disguised as other people. He's always there, too. He's always also in the crowd. He's lots of different disguises.
You get bored down there.
Jackman is talking to his wife later, and he's like, it's unthinkable. Borden saw it right away, but I couldn't fathom it. Basically, the total devotion to living that kayfabe performance all of the time. Even though he himself is living the kayfabe performance. He's speaking in an American accent to his wife.
His makes more sense, though. He's trying to fit in a whole industry that already exists, where Bale is proposing that someone is trying to be such an exception to something that already exists that they can't even live a life with other people around.
Bale's thing is a way bigger deal.
It secludes you, where Hugh Jackman's character finds a life that includes him and gives him glory.
Mm-hmm.
Bale secludes him entirely, even from his wife, maybe. We're not totally sure. All he has is his brother.
And the thing that makes him want to push himself further is that he's not satisfied with being below the stage as the crowd applauds. He needs to literally be there and soak it up, whereas Christian Bale wouldn't care about that.
Right. For him, it's the craft. It's making something that did not exist before and leaving people with that feeling of like, whoa. Yeah, that's worth ruining lives. They both are willing to ruin lives.
So, right here, his wife says, you're pretending to be somebody else. And he's like, yeah, I agreed to change my name to not embarrass my family. And again, I've seen this movie so many times. I never noticed that line until right here. And suddenly everything about his character makes sense. That he is actually this upper crust British lord, fancy lad, who's pretending to be an American magic guy. And she gives him his performing name right here, the Great Danton, which he's like, kind of lame. But once she dies, he likes it. And Bale...
That's all you got to do to be a woman, get some respect.
Works at the Virgil magic show with the bird trick where they make a bird disappear. And we now meet Rebecca Hall as Sarah in the audience with her little nephew. And when we see the bird trick, I don't remember if we've been shown yet that the bird trick involves killing a bird each time.
It's implied because there's so many birds in the cages. Why would you need that many birds? I remember hearing somewhere, and I wish I could remember where, that it's actually much harder to perform magic in front of kids because to kids, magic still exists. So they see the logic rather than the magic because what you just did is obvious to them. Or performing magic for adults, magic's really for them because they've lost that imaginative part of their brain. So they just want to see somebody do something to trick them. Like I don't remember it. Kids are still in a state where they're figuring the world out, and adults are jaded of having to live in the world. So one of them is seeking to be fooled, and the other one is thinking, "Oh, I need to figure this out."
Yeah, and
so he does.
Whatever sort of kid intuition he has makes him see immediately, you killed the bird, and he's very upset. And then they're like, no, look, we brought it back. It's all good. And he says, where's his brother?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Which.
And
Christian Bale looks at him. He's like, this kid's pretty clever.
This kid knows about brothers.
And then Christian Bale goes to the bird room, puts the alive bird into a cage, says, you're the lucky one today, and then disposes of the bird carcass, which is also a thing that they're doing later in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the point of all of this is like Nolan tells you everything in the movie, everything you're going to see, all the tricks
and you
revealed in the first 12 minutes.
Yeah. And you choose to keep watching The Illusion.
But later he takes Rebecca Hall on a lunch date and he's like, I'd like to come in for a cup of tea.
This is the most bizarre moment in the whole fucking movie. Number one, following her up to her apartment. I feel like that. Are we not old fashioned here? You guys are old. What the hell? You follow a lady up to her apartment and then imply, I guess I could use some tea. She didn't fucking ask you in, buddy. Aren't you basically saying you'd like sex now?
Well, she says she'd like to, but her landlord won't allow it. But he can tell she's putting out vibes into the universe.
And then he just fucking gets into her house before she does?
Yeah. Although the brother's already in there.
Oh my God. Okay. That's why he's so different and weird. I guess I'll have some tea. Like he says, it's not gentle at all. Like the guy outside, he's like, oh, I guess I'll have some tea and cookies. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, ah.
And then she's laughing. He's such a great magician. Oh my God. Doors and locks won't keep this guy out. Nothing will keep this guy from me.
Fucking Edward Cullen. I didn't sign up for a vampire.
Yeah. And I didn't sign up for two of you.
You go to the bathroom and he's shitting while you look under you and he's shitting while you're shitting. I don't know the lengths he's going to go to.
Well, this is also some of David Cronenberg's Dead Ringers where Jeremy Irons is playing twin brothers and there's the brother who's more confident who will have sex with ladies and then when he gets bored with him, he lets his brother switch in and pretend to be him and continue having sex with them. So it's two brothers sharing one life, not literally sharing one life, but you can take some of my stuff and pretend to be me.
Sharing one half of my life, right? Yeah.
So,
and the women are juxtaposed too, right? Because Sarah, the one that he marries, is more like him, where she doesn't want to be fooled. She sees. That's how she can say, sometimes you're telling me the truth and sometimes you're telling me a lie. Mm-hmm. Where Scarlett Johansson never for once thinks there's two of them. She wants to be Illusion. She's in the game. She wants Illusions to be something that happened to adults. So she's just like, oh, he's just on his period today.
And I think that the idea is that Sarah falls in love with Alfred and Olivia falls in love with Freddie. And Freddie's the one who's way more into magic. Alfred's the one who's more normal.
Right. Wants to go home after or meet Sarah alone. Where Freddie, just come with me. Fucking who cares about Sarah? Let's all go eat a nice dinner.
Right. And Olivia being in the industry relates more to that. We're colleagues. Yeah.
Well, and he's like not in a rush to leave. He wants to hang out with me. So it's like, okay, I guess this guy like is flirting with. So, on the nights Freddie wants to go or Fred goes home, she's like, well.
Now, my question is, were they born Alfred and Frederick? And parents, come on, man.
We'll never know.
So this water tank, which is of particular significance.
What is it in the credits? What is that character in the credits?
Alfred Borden.
No split?
No, it says
Fallon?
No, it just goes Robert Angier, Hugh Jackman, Alfred Borden, Christian Bale. Yeah, it doesn't do like Robert Angier / Lord Caldlow / what's his name? The actor, the British actor. No, the drunkard that they hire.
Oh, right. Root.
Yeah, Gerald Root. Yeah, it doesn't do that. Another interesting thing with Nolan in credits is when he does the Batman credits, usually in superhero movies, Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker / Spider-Man. In the Nolan movies, Batman. Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne. Because he's saying it's Bruce Wayne. Batman's not a real person.
Right. Huh. Nolan, I'm starting to warm up to you.
In the modern timeline, Michael Caine is showing the transporting man machine to a judge, and he's like, what's going to happen to this machine? And the guy's like, it's going to Lord Caldlow. And then the judge is like, so what's up with this machine? Who built it? And he's like, well, a magician didn't build it. A wizard did. And the thing is, it doesn't have a trick. It's real. Now, this water tank over here, the thing about this water tank has an awful significance. So we flash back to see that significance.
Okay, may I just please point out that you're so worried you have a stopwatch. You're so worried you have a hammer designed to free the person. But you're not so worried that you've ever tested the fucking tank to how long it takes you to hammer it with the hammer you've chosen. It takes you just long enough to let her die. You've never timed that? You didn't add that to the time. You thought this hammer would be instant open and she'd get instant breath and be fine. Why else time it otherwise?
You ever heard of a plug? How about that? A plug she can just kick out if things get spotty?
But you see what I'm saying? He's so prepared, but he's not at all. The timer is just for how long she can hold her breath, not for how long it takes him to hammer it.
No, he doesn't. Well, it's the illusion of control that we can do this safely. And no, you can't. No, you can't. There's nothing you can
No,
do.
you can't, Oppenheimer. No, you can't.
Flashback to the day that she drowned in the tank because Borden ties the knot with her approval, but apparently it's too complex and she can't get out. And so she dies on there in front of everybody. It is horrifying.
Yep.
And then there's the funeral, and Michael Caine is like, here we all gathered at the funeral. One time I knew a sailor.
Not now, Cutter.
Now it's really good. He drowned, and then 5 minutes later, he came back to life. But he said drowning was the most pleasant thing in the world.
He says, like going home.
Like going home. Like going home. And then Borden shows up, and they're like, what are you doing here?
It's a fucking funeral. I know 5 people.
And he says, I'm sorry for your loss, Angier. Can't even say Robert. I'm sorry for your loss, Robert. And Robert is like, hey, motherfucker, what knot did you tie? And he says, I keep asking myself that. I just don't know.
He just keeps asking his brother, who is himself.
Yeah.
Just tell me. No. Just tell me.
I don't know. No.
I keep asking myself, and he won't fucking tell me.
And then Hugh Jackman, how could you not know? And this drives him crazy for the rest of the movie. How could you not know that?
It's like, have you heard of lying, Hugh Jackman? Like, he's lying. That's the most obvious thing here. He doesn't not know. He just not tell you.
Yes, but this is a thing that happens to people all the time. The most important thing that happens to somebody else is absolutely minor to the other person.
I know, but why let it drive you crazy when the obvious answer is that guy's a fucking liar? You guys are both liars. You're illusionists. Sorry, don't mean to.
We get our first good look at Fallon. Or not a good look. Okay, Fallon...
An ugly man.
It's the thing. It's, I think, the biggest leap you have to make with this movie, because it is very weird that a movie just will not show you a character full on.
Right. Or let them talk.
Right. For someone who is so prominent, and in a movie where every role is played by an actor that you know. And I usually know every actor in every movie. It's weird when I don't. So I don't know what the solution, I think this is the thing Nolan would say, this is the thing you just have to accept. That there's going to be this guy in this movie, and you might notice we're never seeing him full on, or that he's not played by Anthony Hopkins.
Right. And because you're watching a movie about magic, you accept it because you know intuitively there will be a payoff. We don't know if Fallon's going to pay off, but I'll let this go.
Right.
There's several things you have to just let go because you're like, I just want to get to the fucking end where they tell me about the tricks.
Because the more you see Fallon, it's great makeup. It doesn't look to me like it wouldn't occur to me that's Christian Bale.
It's just like Gone Girl. All you have to do is change the shape of the face. And to do that, it takes great commitment, but it makes it to where you can't talk right. So he's got cotton balls here and here, which you can perfectly see these circular cotton balls right here by his lips. And then he's got them through here. So it makes all this very round, where Christian Bale just is very cut. He's not round like this. Mm-hmm. And the rest is obvious shit. But it might be a fake nose too. I think they show him putting on a fake nose. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Sarah is hanging out with her husband. They're having fun, having a few laughs. And he's like, here's how you do the catching a bullet trick. Or no, first he doesn't want to tell her how he catches a bullet. And then she's like, well, then you can never do it, mister. And he's like, fine, I'll tell you. I'll never lie to you. Explains how to do the trick. And it's something that I still can't quite understand when I watch the movie of how you...
packing a shot but not putting anything to propel in it.
But what is the thing about some wiseacre could put a penny in it?
Because you took the bullet out, so there's nothing to shoot with a bullet. So if you put a penny in it, you're shooting a penny.
Who's putting the penny in? Some guy picks up the gun?
Someone who thinks that the trick is that you packed a shot and took the bullet out.
So someone
wants to then hurt you and prove, see, hey, I know your trick.
Okay, someone knows the trick. That's why they're doing it.
Knows the concept of shooting a blank. Because if a bullet falls out the gun that easy, I can guarantee you plenty of drunk men have lost their bullet that way. Fired a shot and nothing happens. Like, oh, I guess if you pack gunpowder in and then pull the fucking kapower thing, then you get the pow and you get the explosion, but nothing is projected. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be right by it. It's still loud. It'll still blow your hair back, but it's not blowing anything away and into something else.
And he has the thing that you pack the thing with. I'm a gun guy. The pack and stick, it's like it's hollow so he can make the bullet go through and just end up in his hand. so that he has it, so that he can pretend to catch it. Now, Sarah then says like, oh, it's actually really obvious once you know it. And I love how immediately he's like, no, it's actually really dangerous still. It's like really hard and dangerous, honestly. And then she's like, oh, okay, I love you. And he's like, yeah, I love you too. And she does the first of her, no, you don't. Not today. Not today. Some days.
Today you're really into magic and you're being kind of a dick. Some days you're more in love with magic. Yeah, that's the other brother. And with that magic comes Scarlett Johansson.
And what she says is, I like to know because it makes the days when you're more in love with me all the more special. And he's like, well, okay then. And you're like, boy, this couple, healthy, normal, good. Later,
good.
that exact line will be the one that sends her over the edge. Makes it so much more painful on the days when you don't mean it.
Right.
So he starts performing, Christian Bale does, Borden, in small venues as the Professor. And even like the Professor's just a less inspired moniker than the Great Danton. And he's just not a good showman, and the crowd isn't into it. And he's like, you don't like my rings banging into each other? No. Okay. I'd like a volunteer.
I guess I'll get shot then.
Someone come up and shoot me then.
Who wants to fight? No.
And it's Hugh Jackman in disguise. And he takes the gun and he puts his own bullet in. He says, which knot did you tie, Borden? And Borden says, I don't know. And he shoots. But right as he shoots, Fallon notices it's Hugh Jackman and tackles him. So the gun fires in a different way and shoots off two of Christian Bale's fingers. And then in the Colorado timeline, Hugh Jackman is now reading the point in Christian Bale's diary where he says he can't remember which knot he tied. And Hugh Jackman's like, God damn it.
I'm like, this is the whole point of the diary.
So after the gun shenanigans, Hugh Jackman's like, well, I got my revenge. I shot off two of his fingers. Now I'm going to team up with Michael Caine. Michael Caine needs the work because no one will hire him. They think he's the guy who killed that lady. But Hugh Jackman, you're the one guy who knows it wasn't my fault. So let's team up. We need an assistant. Scarlett Johansson as Olivia. And he's come up with some cool new tricks, and this team, they're working really well as a team. They've got this brand new bird thing trick that doesn't involve killing birds, and that's nice.
Well, it's a really good move by the movie because, again, there's only so many tricks in the world and only so many you can give anything away about. Almost every performance, if not all of them, have one trick that we see as the audience. Mm-hmm. We don't see anything else. We see the water tank thing, we see the bird thing, and we see the transported man. The only other thing we hear is clanking on the train. There's only so much. That's like, I keep like, what an interesting industry to be in when there's so little to go around.
This is why David Copperfield's show at the MGM Grand has half of it taken up with a UFO coming into the auditorium, and then his little animatronic Blue 32, and they do like an Amblin short film. Check out Blue 32 on YouTube, everybody.
Oh, hashtag not sponsored.
No, it's just a fascinating. I've made you listen to a podcast about it.
Oh, okay.
About this insane thing that happens every night at the MGM Grand.
And people still go to see it.
Yeah.
It's the same idea of like waiting 2 hours in line for a roller coaster that goes for 30 seconds. Same reason we have sex. Like there's a whole lot of buildup, and like you're just waiting for that moment where you're like, this time I'm going to figure out how it works. The orgasm. Or this time I'm going to like, I don't know, I'm going to make the 30 seconds less longer when I'm in there flipping around, not sex, roller coaster. It's just worth sitting. The buildup makes it worth it. If you just could go over and over and over on that roller coaster, or orgasm, none of it would be special anymore.
Which is why I say to people are always coming up to me, Matt, what's the secret to great sex? And I'm like, I'm glad you asked. The secret to great sex is it's not about coming. It's about fucking. You want to be a guy who fucks, not a guy who comes.
Correct.
But that's not what it's not about the cum, it's about the fuck.
We do good fuck.
Yeah.
You, me. Yep.
Similarly, our son keeps playing the Minions Rush game.
Wait, why say those two things right next to each other? Fuck.
And if I could buy an ad-free version of the game, it wouldn't be as fun for him. He has to sit through the 30-second ad every time
We're teaching him an important part of fucking being on a computer, on a tablet. There are ads, and you need to know how to get out of them. Otherwise, you end up buying shit.
And if the ads weren't there, you'd realize, oh, this is a very limited game.
Oh, correct. Specifically about this, but yes, correct.
The Great Danton does his show. He needs 2 volunteers, and one of them, goddammit, is Christian Bale, who messes up the bird trick and kills the bird in front of everyone and maims a lady.
Do you think Fallon's just in another seat just to like double their odds?
Gotta double the odds, yeah.
Who's with Sarah? Doesn't matter. Gotta get picked.
And so they get evicted from this theater, but Michael Caine's like, it's just a minor setback. Here's what I want you to do, Robert. Go check out the big technical exposition in town. See if you get some ideas.
He's always got some busy work for these fuckers.
I know he never gets discouraged. Always like, hey, like Don Draper going to the movies, shake the cobwebs loose. You'll get some ideas.
You literally broke a lady's hand in front of everyone.
You're gonna break a few bones when you do this business.
Yeah, you're already the guy that drowned a lady.
You're gonna drown a lady.
At least you could have broken a man's hand.
In Colorado, Angier meets with Andy Serkis at the hotel bar, and he's like, I want your boss, Mr. Tesla, to build me a goddamn machine. And he's like, I don't know, but come see this thing. And he takes him out to this field where they're conducting electrical experiments.
He's like, I don't talk to many people. You want to come see my light bulb field?
Yeah, it's just a field of light bulbs. What's conducting the electricity? Where's the wires? It's like snow electricity. And he's like, my God, it's real magic. And it's but it's just the thing in this movie where electricity, this new thing that does feel like magic. Man has always lived in the dark. Now we don't.
Right. But imagine someone who's never had electricity all of a sudden realizing they invented it and now they have changed the world. Mm-hmm. And who knows for the better or worse? It's probably for the worse.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Now there's medical devices. I guess that's good. It's so hard to know. But so much power in one person's hand. Nolan, only person who gets to play with these big tricks on a big budget. He feels like Tesla and Edison. I'll give you what you think you want, but what if you don't want it?
The internet, the phone.
Yeah, all of it.
Imagine how, electricity, going from not having electricity to having electricity, there must have been no better, jump up. There's nothing like that.
I'm sure life was really peaceful with all of those lights. I'm sure you had clear delineation between night and day. Now I get to sleep.
No, you're right. That was the stupidest thing I ever said. Because before I can flick a thing and my lights turned on. You didn't know that was something you needed. So you lit the lights other ways.
And your eyes were adjusted to what you were used to. And on rainy days you slept probably. What are you gonna,
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, electricity ruined everything.
He goes to go down to the exposition. Free clean energy for the future. But who else is in the audience? It's Christian Bale, and he's looking up fascinated, and Angier notices him. And something's going wrong. This machine's malfunctioning or something. I like the idea. Tesla's kind of a fuck up.
Nothing's going wrong. People are just scared of it. They think lightning they think electricity is lightning from the sky and that kills people. He's showing you that you can take a current and you can make it safe to be around people, to pass it around, to make it easier to spread.
Okay,
without
but
being
they're saying
electrocuted.
something is the venue is doing something that Tesla requested a certain thing. The venue isn't supplying it, and therefore he refuses to appear.
I don't know. Maybe, but that scene read to me like a misunderstanding of what was going on. People saw something they thought they knew and went, "That's dangerous. It's going everywhere." But the point of the demonstration was like, it can touch you and you'll be fine.
Okay, and Christian Bale gets it, and no one else does. He's like, "Oh, okay,
right.
This could be, I can work this into my show.
Right.
I'm not good at the theatrics of the thing, but this can help me."
And because this is science and people just aren't willing to accept something new, and fucking pussy ass Angier just ran away. So this is definitely the thing I'm going to use.
After this show, Angier stalks Borden and finds him going home to his lovely wife and his beautiful baby daughter. And he's like, I saw happiness that should have been mine. But he's reading Bale's diary and he's like, but the happiness, it didn't seem to fulfill him. Sometimes he loved his family. Sometimes he craved the freedom from his family. His mind is divided. But that's why I was so happy to learn about Christian Bale and his dad. Because it seems like everything that he said, real Christian Bale, not the character.
Yeah.
Everything Christian Bale said in those interviews about the kind of person his dad was seemed like it could fit the description of this character right here.
It also felt a borderline personality disorder, or just anyone that got tied down when they had big dreams, but ended up caring that they did well by their family as well. You're always going to be two people. You had that other life planned out. You saw it. You just didn't need to do it. So.
And a motif that occurs throughout Nolan's filmography is the obsessive man who loves his family so much and can't get back to his family, usually because of his own obsessions have created some sort of barrier, whether legal in Inception or space in Interstellar. Yeah. is I don't know what to do with my life other than make movies, but making movies takes me away from my kids. I do love my kids with all my heart.
My kids
I love movies with all my heart.
My kids love that I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
My whole estate loves that I'm a millionaire. You know, it's like once you start making money, it's never so much money you can quit. You just spend it.
And my wife is my business partner.
We'll never see each other again if we don't work together.
So we finally meet Tesla, and he's played by David Bowie. He appears out of the electricity like it's magic. And even David Bowie's casting is its own magic trick. It's stunt casting. David Bowie hadn't been in a movie in a long time, I don't think.
And I feel like everyone associates him with The Labyrinth, which is a movie of magic.
And he, just as a figure, as a cultural figure, is this constantly evolving, and devotion to his craft. And when one thing stops working, I become something else entirely.
He lives a different life.
Mm-hmm.
He method sings or whatever. Method entertains.
So they're having a little lunch, and Tesla says to Angier, he's like, "You've heard the phrase, man's reach exceeds his grasp." Well, no, it's a lie. Man's grasp exceeds his nerve. Yeah, the thing is, I had some professional shame. I meant to look into Tesla's biography. But yeah, listen, the thing that you want, it's not impossible. It's just expensive. It's just one of those things that like we could do. We just need the resources to do it. But have you considered the cost of this machine? And he says, price is not an object. And he says, perhaps not, but have you considered the cost? Go home, forget this thing. I can recognize an obsession. No good will come of it.
Unless you ask me again. Oh, you really, really want it?
Well, no, what he says is like, if you understand obsession, you know I'm not going to go home. And he's like, yeah, that's why I've already started building it. All of these things. There's no point in us saying any of these things.
Yeah, but you built it wrong. You left the other thing there and then made a new thing. You made a copier, and all we wanted was a transporter. I'm not going to go to Detroit if I'm going to leave part of me here and then a new one go over there. Now I've just got two of me. Tesla.
So Tesla built a prop electricity thing for Borden.
Right.
And that's what he assumes he's going to be doing again for...
I don't think so.
For Angier.
Because the agreement... When he makes this thing for Borden, he doesn't say it's a prop. He says, I've made you something magic. And then Borden goes and uses it as though it's a magic machine from Tesla. That's his trick. So Tesla, in terms of the agreement of selling it to him for whatever price he did, has to say, no, it worked. It was a trick. I sold him a trick. I mean, I can't tell you what it did. And that it did nothing. I can't tell you that either. I think part of it is the secrecy. If all he can do right now with his cool shit is help people make a spectacle, then he has to be careful about the propriety of the spectacle he's helping create. He's just like an engineer at this point. He's just like Cutter.
So he's doing it differently so that it can be...
I think he's really just trying to do it this time. I think he's just taking money and making whatever the fuck comes out. And when the guy's aggravated enough or the money runs out, he's like, Dad, take it.
That makes the most sense, I guess. Go away for a while, come back. Go away for a while, okay? Leave me be.
Like, I was just waiting to see what you would do when you saw this electricity go on this hat and you were pissed. So come back when you're in a better mood.
Yeah, because he doesn't even say anything.
Just like,
Andy Serkis is like, yeah, these things take time. Why don't you come back in a few weeks?
okay, but like if they're saying that about this machine, how do we know there's not like 5,000 Christian Bale somewhere when he was using the other machine and actually it was working? Just no one ever knew where it was popping out.
That's true. That
somewhere
could be
in fucking
happening.
Antarctica, there's just a ton of Christian Bales.
Yeah.
And rubber balls.
Bale is doing The Transported Man to great acclaim, so Jackman has to go see it for himself. I think this is my favorite scene in the movie is Bale just being just so lame on stage, just like
he set up the stage. He thought of the stage. He set it up, but it looks like his house. He set up a house. He set up next door neighbors.
Yeah. And his costume looks shitty.
He just got home.
He's just got these gloves on and he's holding a rubber ball.
He's Mr. Rogers. He might as well just be sitting in the middle, changing his shoes, going out the door. I mean, look at this set. It's just two colors, brown and red. Like, it's so bad. And he blends into it.
And his speech to the audience is like, you all see this rubber ball? It's not just a rubber ball, no.
It's red like this popcorn machine behind me here.
It's magic.
You ever seen this thing pop little corns? Magic as well. I don't know what accent I'm doing. I don't know why I keep trying.
And so we don't actually see it. We just hear in the voiceover, Michael Caine's like, well, he's a wonderful musician. He's just a terrible showman.
We watch him do the trick. It's just so boring that
we don't. We see him go into one closet, but we don't watch him come out of the other. We see Hugh Jackman's reaction to it. We don't see the actual trick till later. It's so good because he doesn't show it to you. It is all in Hugh Jackman's reaction to it, because he goes home to Scarlett Johansson and she's like, so how was it? Did you guys get in a fight? And he's like, it was the greatest magic trick I've ever seen. Holy shit. And he's just fucking blown away. And then Michael Caine is like, yeah, but he doesn't know how to sell the trick to an audience. The audience doesn't even understand that he's doing a trick.
They don't even know it's over. It's like, okay.
Is it what would we compare this to? I mean, there's all kinds of like fields where like musicians listen to a song and they're like, you don't understand how like technically difficult this is what they're doing.
If you make it too easy, it doesn't feel like anything. So it's like wrestling in the Olympic sense, like just grappling on the floor, just doing your tricks without all the story and the costuming and the showmanship. Wrestling is just two guys rolling around on the floor and kicking each other. They're making it look like, I see what you're doing. I guess I could do that. Mm-hmm. Could I be The Rock? Could I rip off my shirt? Could I fucking wear that and talk like that and jump really from a high height? Like, there's no reason for them to jump from so high or any, if you're just wrestling, well, here's wrestling.
Or if you're watching figure skating, you can tell stuff's impressive, but you do need the judges there to tell you how impressive it is. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm watching. But then they're like, oh, and they're astonished, like, oh, that was good right there. But he can tell, like, I'm watching this, I have no fucking idea how he just did that, how he went from one closet to the other. That doesn't make any sense. And Caine is immediately like, I know how he does it. He uses a bloody double. He's like, no, he does not use a double. And Scarlett Johansson's on Jackman's side, like, no, there's no double. But the whole movie, Michael Caine's insisting, hey, he uses a double. And he's right.
There is no magic. We work in magic. We are the ones who are supposed to know there's no magic, guys.
Right. We're
not in another universe.
He's not hopping on a really fast treadmill.
Those don't exist.
So we're going to do that. We're going to find a double for you. And what do you know they do? They find another Hugh Jackman, another guy Hugh Jackman is
just
playing.
As crazy as Michael Caine knowing someone that looks the fuck like Scarlett Johansson without a job or a husband is just as crazy that Scarlett Johansson knows a guy who looks just exactly like what they need. What a town they live in.
And he is a drunken actor. And this movie's having a lot of fun with actors. They're fucking crazy. They're drunks. They're unreliable. They want to get paid.
When did Pirates of the Caribbean come out? The first one?
2003.
And then this was
2006.
It feels a little bit like a Jack Sparrow impression.
You're right. He does feel like a little Johnny
Yeah, because you're playing someone else. You're not supposed to be another you. There's only so many things you can do to transform yourself without transforming yourself. So he's got cotton balls in his cheeks right here, and he's doing a crazy ass fucking voice that can only be a person who, because he's already an Australian playing an Englishman who's got a fake American accent, and now he's a fake drunk on top of that who's from London. That's crazy.
It's crazy. Yes, this is Hugh Jackman's best performance. It has to be
as Rude.
Just the two different. It's two different roles, but for sheer difficulty alone. Maybe I would like a little more of when he's doing the American accent as Angier, I want a little more like Christopher Eccleston, like, my name is Robert Angier.
Give it away. It would give it away.
So here's how the trick's going to work. We have this little platform. You drop down out of the stage onto these giant sacks of cushion, and then he goes up the other side. Oh, it's all great fun. Okay. And Michael Caine has so much confidence that he can get this drunk in order. He can clean him up and stuff and make him behave. And he does. And the show goes off without a hitch.
Because you got to think magicians are just a different kind of... Lots of magicians are also actors, and then vice versa, because it's all just showmanship. So what are the odds he's worked with a lot of sober magicians?
Yeah, he's very just get me a month. I'll get him in line.
get it.
So he really is kind of the producer. I was telling you before we started recording, I've read a few memoirs by producers, and producers have this attitude about directors that directors don't understand. Producers, we're the ones who actually make the movies. Like, ooh, going and shooting the thing, telling the actor this is where you say, yeah. Try getting money from Columbia TriStar and scouting locations. And that's kind of Michael Caine. It's like, oh yeah, go up there on stage and do your little twirly doos and stuff. Try getting an actor in line, a drunk for a month.
Fine, but just like with the movie, the whole fucking point is you need all of them doing their roles correctly to make a show people want to go see.
Yeah, well, I don't agree with Michael Caine's character, John Cutter, or those producers.
John Cutter's never said it, and the producers are wrong too.
We get to see how much better Hugh Jackman is on stage and the way he presents it. Mm-hmm. I've traveled around the world, in my travels in the Orient.
Because he makes it look so effortless that you can forget he's doing a good job until you see someone doing a bad job. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You would know. Yes. I've traveled in the Orient, and there are people there who know how to do what I'm about to do.
But do they do it? No, they're scared.
And he disappears and then comes out the other side across the stage, and the audience goes fucking nuts. And I love Gerald Root taking in the applause and then laying a big fat one on Scarlett Johansson, and the moment where Hugh Jackman takes his bow under the stage.
And it is at that point that Scarlett Johansson's character has been passed between 4 people and just 2 of them have a look.
Right. I never thought of that. You're right. So after the show, Hugh Jackman's kind of glum. He's like, well, one, I don't like that I have to finish. Can we maybe switch it out so that I get to be on stage last? And they're like, idiot. The whole thing is that, no, we can't do that. And Scarlett Johansson's like, let's have sex. And he's like, no, I'm glum. And she's like, what, is it your dead wife? And he's like, huh? Oh, right, my dead wife.
Yeah,
no, it's not
our
that.
anniversary.
No, it's Borden. My trick isn't as good as his. I need you to go spy on him for me, okay? Could you do that? Could you go spy on Borden for me? Spy on Borden for Angier. But she's being a double now. She's being a femme fatale with shifting allegiances. The idea is you go tell him that Angier sent me to spy on you to gain his trust, et cetera, et cetera. But actually, at this point, she has realized I'm done with Angier. He won't even have sex with me after our greatest show.
Right, and there is no. He just moved the goalposts. He found something else to be aggravated about.
Yeah.
He says he wants a show that does this to people's faces and the and then he does it, and then now he's got a new problem. Like, I'm never going to be enough. We're never going to get to the part where we can have fun and enjoy our career.
Yeah. In Colorado, Angier goes to check out the machine. It zaps his hat, but it doesn't seem to do anything. And Tesla just stares at it and doesn't say anything. And Andy Serkis and
he's waiting for Angier to be like, cool. and he's like,
I love it. Yo, exactly. Yes. So
if I don't react and then you do react,
come back in a few weeks. Okay. Give us a few more weeks. They're doing the magic show, and now the double, Root, realizes he has some power now because no one can know that he exists.
And he didn't know he had that power until the dirty double crosser came and talked to him.
Yeah.
So Christian Bale's character is aggravated that now there's a cheaper version, but also better version of his fucking trick on stage by his arch nemesis. So let me go fuck that up. Let me do what you can't do. I can completely trust my double. It's not like I don't even have one. I literally am 2 people. You can't trust your double, and you never will be able to.
You're right.
Won't have the connection with them that I have with my brother because you don't have the dedication. Let me show you how flimsy your stupid trick is.
And the whole movie, Christian Bale's been alluding to, I have the greatest magic trick in the world. The world's not ready for it. And you assume he's talking about the transported man, but he's talking about what he and his brother are doing, which is, I'm going to die and come back to life. That's the dedication we have.
And I was born a twin. Mm-hmm. And that is a kind of magic if you use it right.
That's true. And twins in the novel, there's a thing where there's like a modern framing device, and this character is like, I was always convinced I had a twin brother, but there's no records of it, but I still feel this twin telepathy. And twins are weird, man.
I think they're cool.
I mean, they're cool, but you know what happens if there's a pair of identical twins? Okay, I have an identical twin, Laci, and I marry you, and my identical twin marries your twin sister. Because this is a Christian scenario.
Then we each make a child that is biologically the same.
No, the two, and we have a child and they have a child. Those children's relationships to each other genetically is brother or sister.
Oh, right.
And isn't that creepy? They're not cousins. They're brother or sister. I mean, legally they're cousins, but if you tested their DNA, it'd be like, yeah, these are brothers. That's crazy.
Sisters. Okay. Matt went through a whole phase where he did a lot of thinking and researching on twins.
I read Wikipedia.
He really got into it.
Christian Bale it's very fun where he meets up with Root in the bar and he's like, are you the Great Danton? He's like, shh, don't tell anybody. I'm not the Great Danton. I'm not supposed to know. And
I'm not supposed to know.
And he's like, I used to use a double in my act, but that was a mistake because the double eventually realized he had so much leverage and power over me. You better hope your double never realizes that.
That's so smart.
And so,
not approaching him as though he is the double, approaching them as though he's telling an inside trader secret to a real magician. Something you would only talk shop between us two magicians.
But still, it is a confession. I do that trick. I use a double. He is telling the truth.
Okay.
And so it's another night, but this time they fuck with Hugh Jackman. They move his cushion. And so when Hugh Jackman falls through the trapdoor,
his leg forever.
Just smashes his leg into a million pieces. And then
there had to be another way.
Instead of Gerald Root going up the other side, it's Christian Bale. Christian Bale, who now suddenly is being a lot more theatrical. And he steps out and he's like, huh? And he's got the audience in the palm of his hands. And it's like a casino, like, check out my act over at the Pantages Theater.
Did you just build an ad in the middle of this trick and now there's no fucking payoff? But your trick is that you got a broken leg? Not impressed. The only reason they're applauding is because they think something even cooler is coming, and then it never happens. It's a crygasm.
Or they're so invested in the feud between these magicians. They just
don't
like, know. Oh!
We just saw the clap back of the century.
Yeah. So?
No, because if that actually brought audiences in, they'd be playing on that. These two guys just want to make an amazing show. And if it were in the papers that anyone knew who these fucking jokers are, then cared that they were feuding, they'd just get together.
He does lower Gerald Root from the ropes and has like duct tape over his mouth. So it's like, I'm making a big old fool of the Great Danton. And so that's why the audience is in. But
that's true.
I don't know. How thrilled are you? It's like, well, we paid $50 for these tickets and it turns out this is a shoddy magician.
No, I don't. If I'm going to learn the trick and the guy didn't want me to, that's just good.
Okay.
I just want to see a trick or learn it.
So Angier is furious and he confronts Olivia. You've been spying for me. How does he do it? And she says he uses a double. He's like, no, he fucking doesn't. She says, no, I know, because there's wigs and makeup and stuff all over the place. He definitely uses a double. And Jackman's like, no, you don't know him. That's all misdirection. He's playing you. He commits to the bit all the time. He lives his act. And she's like, no, but I've fallen in love with him. But, you did pay me, so I stole his diary for you. So here's the diary. He's like, all right, fine. And he starts reading the diary and she says, it won't bring your wife back. And he immediately, without hesitation, I don't care about my wife.
No, this was never about that.
Care about a secret. Finally see Borden do his transported man trick with the Tesla machine with Scarlett Johansson. And it is very cool and impressive. And now he knows. Now he knows about marketing and presentation.
The original transported man.
Oh, that's the other thing is Jackman's like, yeah, we're just going to call our trick the new transported man.
Right. So now I've got to backdate mine and be like, and we're the original.
It's like Famous Ray's original Rays. After the show, the Great Danton follows Borden, but ends up, anyway, he ends up capturing Fallon. It's a scheme to capture Fallon. Hammers him into a casket.
You got Borden.
Yeah. And basically tortures him. Tell me how he does the transported man. God damn it. And he won't talk. So the next day, Angier and Borden meet in a cemetery. And Borden's like, I'm impressed. You finally learned how to get your hands dirty by kidnapping my best friend and imprisoning and torturing him. Kudos to you, Angier. And he's like, yeah, well, he still wouldn't. That canary wouldn't sing. So come on, write down your secrets for me. I've got your diary. I just need, it's like written in a code. I need you to give me the keyword and the method for the transported man. And so Bale writes down a word.
Is the method.
And then he's like, Angier, where's Fallon? And he just like points at the ground. And he says, alive. And I love Hugh Jackman going,
for now.
how fast can you dig?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So he goes to show Michael Caine. He's like, oh, good news. I got the keyword. Get this. I got the keyword to Borden's cipher.
I didn't open it yet.
I wanted you to be there for the moment.
Right.
And Michael Caine's like, Robert, my God, did you fucking, okay. This is a professional divorce. Fallon just bloody shot me. Okay. And the keyword is Tesla. And he's like, well, first, Michael Caine says, I already know how he does it. He uses a double.
Right.
You want something more.
Right.
Which is just like the end of Memento. We have the answer. It just didn't satisfy you.
Correct.
So the word Tesla, well, what does it mean? It says, it means we got to go to America. We got quite a journey ahead of us. So there's a really fun family dinner with the Bordens. We got everybody. We got Sarah. We got Fallon. We got Olivia.
That's interesting because Fallon's there too. So the one that loves Sarah is watching the one that doesn't love her treat her like shit. That's got to suck. Watching him undo his marriage.
Yeah, because I think the one here who has the beard on is the one who was buried alive the whole day. And that's why he's like being very manic.
Sure, but whoever it is, it's not the one for Sarah.
Right.
Right. But yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And he's like, guys, I have the best fucking, I feel so fucking good right now. I should buy a fucking boat. But anyway, I have a great idea for a fucking magic trick. I get buried alive every single night. And then someone comes and unburies me.
Someone
Whoa.
from the audience.
Yeah.
They'll love that.
What do you think? What do you think? And Sarah's like, I thought we weren't inviting Fallon, the disgusting bearded man, to
No,
dinner.
she doesn't want Scarlet.
I know.
Scarlet.
And she sends them away. And he's like, babe, I've had a bad day at work today, okay? I thought I lost the most precious thing in the world to me. And she's like, what is the most precious thing in the world to me? He's like, it's a secret. Over in Colorado.
The Edisons move in.
Yeah. What? Is it the feds? Is it the IRS? Worse. Thomas Edison's men.
What are they going to do?
I don't know,
What do
but
they think they're going to do?
Thomas Edison's whole thing was like he didn't invent anything. He bought patents. He stole patents. He stole stuff from people.
It's like you still did the fucking light bulb. He's still just going to light them up.
I think he was kind of a Stan Lee figure. Is like he was management. Other people worked for him, and he had them sign like a document. Like, actually, Stan Lee invented Spider-Man. So he waits. He reads more about the diary. Reads about the day that ScarJo started working for Borden, and realizes that she was in love with Robert Angier, but she felt betrayed by him, and so she's gonna teach Borden how to be a better showman. And then in the diary, Borden writes, I love her, ScarJo. I need her. But to open myself up to such a relationship, it's dangerous. I need reassurances of her devotion and love, but how to be sure? Oh, I know a way. It's the only way to know her mind. And it's that she proved her truthfulness by giving you, Angier, the diary. Yes, you, Angier. And so now you realize, oh, fuck, he's reading a diary that was written to him.
But I'm all the way in America. I'm already doing the thing.
Sent on an insane wild goose chase.
But I'm going to just buy the machine, though. He made the machine.
Tesla didn't actually. Tesla's not the method. I just paid him a lot of money for a prop, basically.
Yeah, but you sent a crazed man with a ton of fucking money and time to Tesla. So I just gave him what he needed, the money. And now he made me the fucking machine, idiot.
Yeah.
You outdid yourself.
Didn't expect that part. So Angier runs to Tesla's house. He's like, Tesla, goddammit, give me my money back or give me the machine or something. They're like, oh, let's test the machine. They test it on a cat. But nothing happens to the cat. And Hugh Jackman's like, God damn it, I hate everyone. And he leaves and he walks through the snow and the cat from the machine follows him, and then an identical cat.
Dishonor on your house, dishonor on your dragon.
And he's like, wait a minute, one cat, two cats, 45 hats.
No such thing as two cats plus hats.
Suddenly, oh my God, this machine, as Tesla says, these things never work the way you think you do. Sometimes you think they're going to transport matter. Sometimes they perfectly duplicate it and drop it off in a field.
You make a nightmare machine unless you put in the money. This is so stupid. Get a big pile of money.
This is what Laci screams at the machine. $1 bill, a $2 bills, a $3 bills.
That's why I said a pile.
Well, he's not very bright. Just one at a time.
Or just put the hotel in there. Now you got 2 hotels.
So he's like, wow, okay, we've really done something. But
sick of competing with Edison, why don't you compete with Ford? Park a Ford in this fucking thing and make another one. And make another one. And make another one. Now I'm a car manufacturer.
So sends Angier, go back to the hotel, do some more drinking, do some more angrily reading the diary, and come back and we'll have this thing in tip-top shape. Tippy-top shape. And
gotta pack it up real neat for you in the coolest box with instructions. I can barely put together a nightstand. I would have so many heart palpitations putting this together.
My God. And he gets back to it gets sent to him at the hotel, and Tesla has a note for him. Tesla had to do one of his periodic
vanishing.
Yeah. Nikola Tesla, my name is Guy Incognito. To run from his creditors.
Now there's David Bowie and Madonna, and Madonna's now Tesla.
But he writes, you will find what you are looking for in this box, but I suggest to you, destroy this machine. Drop it to the bottom of the deepest ocean. Such a thing will only bring you to the deepest misery. It's Oppenheimer. It's already there.
Yeah. We know, Matt.
Oh, you know that?
We all know. Using the royal we.
So Jackman is describing testing out the machine. Now, presumably he sent this thing all the way across the Atlantic Ocean before testing it. That must have been really hard
around. Right. Oh, yeah.
to
like,
wait.
Oh, I got to open.
Come on.
Put like an iPad in the back seat and I can't reach it until I get home.
But then you get there and you test it out. And I fucking love that he sets a gun down, steps into the machine, and you don't see what happens next. And I've seen this movie so many times. I fill it in my head that we see what actually happens next here, but we don't. We only see that at the very end of the movie, which is, I think, another one of those things that makes this movie like a magic trick. It's like an optical illusion. You're seeing it all in your head simultaneously.
Right. You're filling it in with the wrong thing, and then at the end, you fill it in with all the right things. And I'd like to just point out that your dad brought over a TV VCR combo in his truck, and that thing broke on the way here.
That's true.
So this fucking thing would be broken.
Why was he bringing a TV VCR combo?
Because I wanted a VCR.
God, that thing looked so... That thing...
I still use it.
That thing would have been in my bedroom in 2001. Ugh.
I can still smell your crusty cum on it. And so I've just put a VCR that works under it. So I'm using it.
If your VCR sits on top of your VCR...
I know.
As far as we know, Robert Angier is dead. Borden is convicted, will be hanged by his neck till he is dead for the murder of Robert Angier. And he is reading Robert Angier's diary in prison. And now he reads in the diary, and this is where I leave you, Borden. Yes, that's right. Borden sitting in your cell reading my diary, awaiting your death for my murder. But I'm not dead, motherfucker. Oh, fuck. You did the thing in your diary to me. I do it to you.
You sold me your kid.
So, Christian Bale sells his tricks to the British lawyer, demands bring me my daughter so I can see her one more time, and then I'll give you the final piece of the tricks puzzle. We jump back to the past where Sarah is yelling at her husband, I know what you really are, Alfred, and I can't keep it in. We talked about this already. What does she think she knows?
A mean person, a person that is different every single day. But I don't know, there's a part of me that thinks that she does know the full thing.
Which is insane to think about. But it's a possibility. in this movie. And she says, I can't live like this. And he screams, you think I can live like this? And he's Christian Bale. He really seems to know how to yell at people.
Okay. But that's not the Christian Bale that loves her.
Right.
That's him admitting they both know they're in this fucked up situation. He misses ScarJo. I think he's saying in that moment, like, I also don't fucking love this arrangement.
I want you to be honest with me. No tricks, no lies, no secrets. Do you love me? He says, not today. No. And so she hangs herself in the bird room.
Because she's just a replaceable bird.
Yeah.
Another person that dies because they're fucking illusions.
A plaything for these maniacs, these egomaniacs.
Imagine needing a whole room for birds.
Back in London, Angier recruits Cutter. He's like, hey, I know you said you don't want to work with me anymore, but how about work with me
What
again?
if you do?
A limited engagement, 100 final shows, and
That
then I'm
sounds like
done.
a lot of fucking shows. Okay.
That's more shows than Hugh Jackman did on his world tour.
And yet, look how
I'm
rich.
Hugh Jackman. How are you doing? But I want you, Cutter, not behind the scenes. I want you working the front of the house.
Right. I don't want you back there. I just need a lot of blind men.
So
Not
what-
because I don't trust you.
So what does he want him to do then?
Just
I guess
have his
you-
back.
you
Just
need to
do the promotion.
Do the booking and stuff. He's hired all
He
blind.
doesn't trust anyone, Matt. The only one he can kind of trust is Cutter, and he doesn't even trust him enough to have him in the back of the house.
Yeah.
Really, it's all about trust. He's so paranoid at this point.
That he's hired all blind crewmen to work behind the scenes with him so that they won't see, oh, you got a dead body in that tank. That's weird. On my new show, it's going to all culminate in the greatest trick of all time, something Borden can't ignore. So now Borden's wife is dead and he's having a fancy lunch with Scarlett Johansson. And she's like, hey, you can talk to me about your dead wife if you want. And he's like, no, huh? Dead wife? No, that's okay. No.
Let's focus on you, baby.
She's like, didn't you love her? And he's like, well, part of me did. Part of me didn't. It's like I'm divided in half. It's like I have two different experiences. Anyway, I love you now. And she says, it's inhuman to be so cold. And then she gets up to leave and she says, hey, did you know Robert Angier is back in town and he's launched a new show? It's supposed to be the best ever. You should go check it out and you should go kiss him or something. You guys deserve each other.
That would be hot.
We see the Great Danton's
And
new
his-
show.
Oh, like in his final form. Look at him. Slicked back hair, like a bad guy.
In my travels, I have seen the future, and it is a strange future indeed. The world is on the brink of new and terrifying possibilities. I think this is also in line with Oppenheimer, this thing Nolan's obsessed with, is these technologies didn't exist and then they did. And then we had to live with it. What you're about to witness is not magic, it is purely science. And then we see him do it, and the audience loses its fucking mind. And this time he emerges on the balcony at the complete other end of the theater and he screams, man's reach exceeds his imagination. And soaks in the applause. He finally gets to soak it in. And Bale is like losing his mind at home. Like, no, how does he do it? My God, 50 yards in a second. No. All we know is he uses a trapdoor. That's all we know. And he screams at Fallon, why can't you outthink him?
Right. We have been led by your obsession. I like the idea that maybe just one of the twins is really pushing it, the one that doesn't love Sarah.
Yeah.
We're living your dream.
Yeah, Freddy's the one who's more obsessed with magic and with ScarJo, but Freddy can't outthink him right now, and Alfred's mad.
All this for nothing.
So they follow the blind men who every night at the end of the performance cover up one of the water tanks and transport it to a different place in town. And even Michael Caine isn't being let in on what's happening. And so Christian Bale's just like, fuck it. Leave him alone.
I answered my own question. I'm fucking dumb. I know why it's a water tank, because it has to drown them. It was going to be spikes. You're going to hear him be like, it just depends on how he lands.
My ass.
I mean, it's a bit elaborate, but I get it. It's already a coffin. You're just asking a guy to move. You're using this water tank in the beginning of the show, so it's not weird that you're asking a blind man to please take the water tank to the storage area. He just doesn't know he's taking a new one every single time. He thinks he's taking the one.
Where'd you get all those water tanks?
It's just one to the blind guy. It's
no,
the
I
one-
know, but he still needed to procure all these water tanks.
Right, that's someone else's business. It's got nothing to do with, I'm a magician, I need shit.
Oh, like Bruce Wayne and Alfred. Like, well, we'll order 10,000 through a dummy
Yeah,
corporation.
they're not making them. They just take them to a warehouse. And they can't smell anything because these guys are in water.
But they would hear the guy being like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa."
No, to them, that's what the magic trick sounds like.
It would?
Sure. Can't you just lie to them?
Yeah, okay. You're going to hear a guy struggling for his life. Don't worry about it. That's part of the show.
Yes, I'm making a spectacle of myself for the audience so they think I'm having a real hard time getting out of this knot.
Borden sneaks backstage at the next show. This is where we came into the movie. And he sneaks backstage, goes down, sees the water tank, sees Hugh Jackman drop into it. And he's like, what the fuck is happening? And Hugh Jackman makes eye contact with him and starts banging on the thing. I'm dying. And Christian Bale, despite this being his mortal enemy, is like, I got to help this guy. And
Right.
gets the axe, but it's not enough. He's not able to break it before Jackman drowns. And then Michael Caine runs backstage because he saw that Christian Bale snuck backstage. So he ran and he's like, what have you done? What have you done?
I'm trying to save him. What do you mean? What have I done?
It really looks like you drowned him in that fucking thing.
And then you got upset about it.
Yeah, because the other Hugh Jackman did not reappear. This is all his design. It's setting him up. The perfect crime. He's dead. And Borden's sentenced to death.
Handsome.
So Michael Caine is meeting with the British attorney about delivering all this magic inventory to Lord Caldlow. And Michael Caine's like, I'd really like to meet that Lord Caldlow. And he's like, well, you can't. But maybe if you show up at this time, you can meet him. I don't know why the attorney does this.
Well, because I guess the attorney realizes it's two people. Maybe the attorney realizes this is fucking weird.
I think the attorney thinks he's just doing something innocent. Like has no idea that Lord Caldlow is Robert Angier. And
he's in hiding now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just like, but if you want to meet him, you can come over to the house at this time.
He acts like he's grumpy. He's not that grumpy.
Yeah.
Right.
So then Borden is in prison and a guy comes to bring his daughter to see him. It's a Lord Caldlow and looks and oh my God, it's Hugh Jackman.
And that's how you know no one knows who these fucking guys are because he's just
Right.
walking around looking like that.
He just has a mustache now and he's speaking in a British accent and he says, Lord Caldlow, I always have been. I don't.
Yeah.
Lord Caldlow, I always have been. The whole movie you've been watching me. I'm Lord Caldlow. And by the way, through weird rich person machinations, I have custody of your daughter. And Christian Bale's like, oh my God, everything is terrible. This is the worst.
I trade you one little girl for another.
And he says like, listen, I'll give you my transported man secret. Just please give my little daughter to Fallon, please. And he hands him over a piece of paper with the transported man secret. And Hugh Jackman just tears it up. I'm like, I don't care.
I just wanted this girl.
But Borden says to the daughter, he's like, I'm going to take you home soon. I promise I'm going to take you home. And then Lord Caldlow goes home with Jess, with the daughter, to his enormous estate, walks in and he tells Jess, like, all right, go off somewhere else. And then Michael Caine is there. And Michael Caine turns around and sees him and he's like, I was truly not expecting to see you. I don't know what I was expecting, but oh my God. And then realizes like, wait a minute, that little girl you just brought in, holy fuck, this is dude,
fucked. Why do you need his child?
You're the most evil man who's ever lived and I helped you.
Right. I mean, he could just be in prison. Why do you need the child? This is weird.
Yeah. So he's like, I came over here to fucking beg for you to destroy the machine. And Jackman's like, no, don't worry. I'm gonna destroy it. But I need your help to destroy it. So please do deliver it to my theater. It belongs with all the other prestige materials. And so we're cutting now, I think really, really well done sequence of Bale getting hung and the music getting more and more intense and him having his final goodbye with Fallon. Mm-hmm. And then Fallon says his only word as Fallon in the whole movie where he says, goodbye. Mm-hmm. And his brother tells him, you go live your life in full now, right? For both of us. And then he tosses him the rubber ball. And we're cutting between Bale getting the noose put around him and then Michael Caine delivering the machine into the theater. And then cut over to Christian Bale and like, do you have anything final to say? And he says, abracadabra. And then drops to his death. So Caine is delivering the prestige materials. He's like, all right, I know this is the final time I'm going to see this motherfucker, Lord Caldlow, but take a minute to contemplate what you've done. You remember the thing I said about the sailor? It's like, yes, you said that a drowning death is the most pleasant, actually preferable to life. And he's like, no, I lied. He said it was agony.
Oh, I was thinking he was just trying to kick him in the balls. Like, your wife died painfully. But no, he's like, you've not given these guys a peaceful day, right?
And I mean, this is also perfect. Just the it's so creepy, so eerie, all working together. Bale goes abracadabra, and then Jackman is alone in the crypt of this theater, and a rubber ball bounces toward him, and he's like, "What? A rubber ball?" And then he gets shot, and then into the frame steps not Fallon but Christian Bale, and Hugh Jackman's like, a brother, a twin.
Good of him to shoot him with enough time to reveal the prestige.
Yeah, you're going to get about 10 more minutes. You're going to get a good monologue out of this.
And it's going to be agonizing.
A brother, a twin. He's like, we were both Fallon and we were both Borden. And so we're getting all the Christopher Nolan flashbacks he loves where he explains everything you just watched.
Right.
See them putting on the makeup, etc. The commitment that when one got his fingers shot off, the other then had to cut off his own fingers. But it was enough for them. And they were both dedicated enough to magic that this was the trick they were going to dedicate their lives to. And you wouldn't know anything about that, Angier, because you're a shitty magician and you don't know anything about sacrifice. And he's like, oh my God, let me tell you about sacrifice. And now we see truly how disturbing it is, this clone thing. We see the scene where the clone emerges out of the other one and Hugh Jackman has to just shoot him dead.
So the original trick, or that was just him getting to know the trick?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, that's a weird, you just kill yourself on stage. What the fuck? It's fucking heavy metal, man.
We realized how it worked and then realized, okay, so what I'm going to have to do is literally kill myself every night. And then a new version of me will be born, but I'm not going to be that guy. It's not like my consciousness transports over to him.
Doesn't it?
No.
I don't understand. So a brand new person with no memory of what the
No,
fuck
it has all of your memories. It's like it duplicates everything, and that includes your memories.
So it just means he has to die a lot. But he has no memory of dying because he's the new one.
Right.
He's fine.
No, because
He's
you
fine.
still know I have to go die. I'm going to experience dying, and that will be the end of it.
It's severance, baby.
I won't then move on. Yeah, it is severance. My life terminates at that point. He says it took courage, climbing into the machine every night, not knowing if I'd be the man in the box or in the prestige. And then he's like, look around you. Look where you're standing.
You're both.
And Bale's like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. He said, you went half a way around the world. You spent a fortune. You did terrible things, and all for nothing. And Hugh Jackman's like, not for nothing. I did it for the smiles on their faces.
Oh, fuck off.
The audience knows the truth. The world is simple. It's miserable, solid all the way through. But if you could fool them, even for a second, then you could make them wonder. Then you got to see something very special. It was the look on their faces. And he drops dead.
Corny ass fucking last line.
That's what Christopher Nolan thinks, though. That's why he does it. That's the push and pull.
Jack Christopher Nolan.
He wants to make really, really popular movies. He wants everyone to love him and say, you're the best. I had so much fun seeing your picture.
This is a fleeting feeling you'll have. Pat on the back. You feel really good. Go home and feel empty.
Yell at my wife. Start all over again.
Right. Other Christian Bale.
So this place is now going up in flames. We return to Michael Caine's opening monologue. Every magic trick has break components to the magic trick. Because making someone disappear isn't enough. You have to bring it back. And he's telling this to Borden's daughter. He shows her the bird. And then, oh, look over there. And her dad is now back to life. And she runs and jumps into his arms. And
what timing? That man's got timing.
Now, if you're looking for the secret, but you won't find it because, of course, you're not really looking. You want to be fooled.
Right.
And
that little girl's never going to want to know that there was a twin. And sometimes but they both loved her. That's nice.
It is nice.
But it did drive your mother to commit suicide. Do you tell? And does she believe?
Please never tell.
I don't
Please
know.
never tell.
Is it better?
The book does get into that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, folks, check out that book. Good book. And this is such a great ending. The camera pans over and you see a floating Hugh Jackman body and realize this whole fucking room is filled with dead Hugh Jackmans. Something you've known the entire movie, but maybe you didn't know it. And it cuts so quickly. And I think Christopher Nolan often cuts way too quickly, but this one really effective, just abrupt cut into a Tom York solo song, Analyze. Love it.
Okay.
So good. This is the truth.
No.
Oh, I love this movie. It's not my favorite Nolan movie. It might be top 3
I
at
think
this
so,
point,
for
but
me.
I'm easy 5 stars for me.
Absolutely 5 stars.
Hell yeah.
I had fun.
So much fun, and all of the puzzly stuff
It works for me here.
works because that's the kind of movie it is. It's about the magic tricks.
It's about the contortions we put ourselves in to just fool someone for a little bit.
And I think this discussion has made us both realize more things about the movie.
Yes.
Including
Making a movie.
And making a movie. What's coming up next? What's the next episode?
I know because it's on the screen. It's The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
I am not looking forward to this.
His biggest movie, the biggest movie of all time.
I
at
hope
the
I
time.
love it.
A lot of people say it's his best movie.
I feel like it's just going to make me really bummed out.
I've always felt very mixed about all 3 of his Batman movies. I do like it more than Batman Begins.
Okay.
It's got Heath Ledger. He's great.
Sure, but then the horrible knowledge that he's gone, it doesn't feel great the whole time.
Doesn't feel great, no. But next week we are off. This episode, The Dark Knight, will be out in 2 weeks. That will also be our 200th episode. Did you ever think we would make it to 200 episodes?
If only we'd gotten to 250 by 4th of July, then then us and
Me
America.
and America.
Me and America, 250.
Perfect pair.
What goes better together than Laci and America?
So we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Please subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/oneweekrental. Follow us on social media. Follow my band, Rural Route 9, because we do the music for the show. Follow Wade Email and TJ Barons, who helped make our Summer of Nolan theme song. Are you looking? No, you're not looking, because we love you. Goodbye.